Just a little warning, this podcast does contain some crude language. If you're easily offended, this is maybe not the podcast for you. Fat bar. On a bar. Millionaire. Short breed. Cycling. SPL, EPL, Highland League, sausage roll, sledging, Dooncal salmon. Sports. Clue number 1. I was born on August the 16th, 1971. I have played 549 games, scoring 0 goals. My professional career started in 1990 and ended in 2007. I am 6 foot tall.
Got to be a goal.
So fit appearances, sorry. I was not listening.
549 games.
How many goals?
0. He was born on August the 16th.
17-year career.
That's on anything. August the 16th today, so it's his birthday today.
Means nothing. No.
494 appearances. That's all your Guinness.
549 games.
Oh, right.
0 goals. Is that Guinness' birth date? 71.
Aye, so
he's 51 a day.
Mm-hmm.
So he started playing when he was 19.
Mm-hmm. Professionally in 19 when he was 19 years old.
Must be a goalie.
2007. Got it. Oh no, he scored a goal.
Well, I'm going to go. Kim, I'm going to go for. I was, believe it or not, looking at celebrity birthdays today, and I seen a football player for his birthday it was. So I'm going to go for that. Check your boys flying to. I can't afford it. I'm hiding this, mate.
Is that fine?
Aye. A bit talking about getting used to the new setup. Maybe.
Aye, hiding this thing.
Hiding this things.
I'm used to hiding this kind of weight thing.
I'm normally slightly bigger, but
to our hands.
Same girth.
At the top end.
Jesus.
Is that fine?
You.
Never had. Good weekends.
Very aye.
Aye, Dunk. How was Edinburgh?
Brilliant.
French Magic.
Aye. Good laugh. Lots of bevy, steaming. Aye, it was comedians were good. Steaming, bit of heckling.
Was you?
Aye.
Omdi in particular?
I went to one of the shows. We went was just sort of the boy was comparing, didn't know who he was, and it was new folk.
Okay.
So, aye, it was quite funny. They were just doing sort of 10 minutes at a time.
Aye.
It made me realise seeing it up. Obviously, you've been to comedians, but you've been to the big famous scenes. But when you see the boys starting out and their gag clearly doesn't work, it's a tough gig. Come on. Maybe laughs and you can see in the. Yeah. So you'll get the boy that can maybe style it out and you think, okay, there's a bit. But some boys just go,
a joke's not worked.
Oh, that's not worked. So
physically shit themselves.
It's
like, oh no.
It takes some ball to do it. It'll stand up like.
Definitely.
Did you get picked on?
We did. I could just sort of wear shades on because we're steaming, and obviously was waiting. The boy obviously tried to leave it for as long as he could, and then he said to Scotty, Curran.
There's only two kinds of folk that wear shades inside.
What's that?
Blind folk and assholes.
Well, so we're the latter, but they went to him, why are you wearing shades? And Scotty went, because I'm blind. And then obviously, well, how are you getting about? What's my two helpers? And then we put our shades on, and then the boy had nowhere to go, and he did. To be fair, a good comedian would arrange you, but he went nowhere. Aye. But see, I didn't even care it was his real name, Simon Brodkin.
Okay. So
he was Lee Nelson.
Oh, Lee Nelson, aye.
So he was really good because obviously he's like a pro, is he? So like you can see the boys there more finely tuned and stuff. So he actually kind of does his pranks and that with Seb Blatter and that man with the money.
Oh, yes.
So he says he says his next prank when the time is right is going to be Putin. And Andy sort of went, well, we want to see again, but he's adamant he's going to. He used to be a doctor, he was saying.
Is he?
And now he says, but I was really shit, but he was really good, aye.
He was really shit, so he's
Shit
been struck
doctor.
off.
That's what he said, aye. But he's adamant, he said a few times, he says he's definitely doing the Putin.
Aye.
And I was like, it's a brave man.
Harry Hill was his doctor, was he?
I think
Aye.
so, aye.
Aye.
But he wouldn't get near Putin. No chance.
No way. Don't even be Putin. He's he's body double.
He'll get poisoned if he even attempts it.
And then I was also
joke.
some American boy I didn't know, and he was anti the wokes, so he was pretty funny again. But as you've seen since then, I see Jerry Sarvitz got. And then there was some other boy I read today, I didn't get him far he was, but he said his fringe went quite well, but they've already contacted him to say he want to be back.
Oh, he should just go back and do a street act.
Dying art, is it?
Aye.
Kind of Abdi takes offence to that. You can't be funny anywhere.
No.
Lucky this show's not offensive to anybody.
But Jerry Sadovitz has got a tour in Aberdeen, sold it.
Is
It's the only venue in Aberdeen, sold it.
Aye.
Aye.
He walks up here.
He's actually did two in Aberdeen. Obviously, first he's sold out, so he's doing two in Aberdeen.
Aye.
But I know,
I've not seen him live.
you can't get him on YouTube.
Aye, is that right?
Yeah, I've tried him on YouTube. You can't get him. Like,
Yeah, there must be some sort of platform you can get him on, like, because
yeah.
this opens.
Can't ban Abdi for your thing.
No,
No,
Okay.
no.
It's a hill thing.
he is
Premise of
pretty
comedy.
rough. I heard. Like,
Aye, but
aye.
But then if
Alex-
he's-
Well, American boy, like I didn't know who he was, but he started by saying, genuinely saying, like, if you think that I'm saying I deep doom believe, Ken, like,
Aye.
come on.
yeah,
And Abdi's like, exactly, and then, but
it's a joke.
aye, it's exactly what he said. It's a
If you're
joke.
offended, dinner coming.
Yeah,
I know.
what did I get?
Dinner come.
It's like jumping in, going to a zoo, jumping into a cage with the lion, and it start complaining that it's a what eat you.
Aye.
So if you go to a comedy gig, you got to be prepared to, maybe take a bit of offence. But
aye.
I don't think I couldn't be offended at a comedy gig. It's impossible.
It's impossible to
It's
offend me.
absolutely impossible.
Aye. No.
I got picked out at a comedy gig in New York. We went. It was quite a famous place, Improv in New York. Me
Okay.
and the wife. We were sitting right down at the front. It's almost like dining tables there.
Aye, I
They
could just
bring-
imagine
they
it
bring
like
a
a TV.
drinks to you and
Aye,
that,
yes,
Ken.
aye.
And it's like bricks in the background.
Mhm,
Ken.
mhm.
And boy picked me. He goes, "Oh, where are you from?" I was like, Scotland. Kind of didn't even. Oh, I see you've got a missing tooth. Did you lose that in a bar fight? And I just played along with, yeah, and nobody went,
Someone just came here. So the boy's gone across the front row, and he goes to this boy, Fidgety, and this boy, like, big guy, tattoo, ginger, looked like a biker, Ken. And the boys went, Fidgety, he goes, oh, I'm an engineer. So the comedian goes, what was the last thing you engineered? A wooden lathe, right? And then, so the boys went, oh, struggling for material and that, a wooden lathe. And then he goes, and then he went a couple of gags and he went, so tell me about this wooden lathe. He goes, oh, well, I wire him up when you're gone. So I'm sitting going, so you just put power in, and it's a wooden lathe.
So you're Sparky.
So exactly, so he's a Sparky. So that now I'm going, he's just lying, eh? Then they went to his missus next, and she goes, oh, and she said it really fast. He goes, what was that? 'Cause it was quite a lot of folk here. And she goes, I'm a clinical psychologist. Again, try to like, she goes, I don't want to drag a mood down, but so I think she was lying and that. And then he went away and he found some stuff about the wooden lathe again, and he come back and he's into the boy again, and the boy's never really got much of a comeback. And then they got on to like, the boy, another comedian said he couldn't have kids, so there was like spunking in a cup, and somebody here spunked in a cup, and this boys went, aye, me. And I'm going, this guy's just a liar. Give it, I mean,
Compulsive liar.
Kevin, just try to be something that would be funny or controversial, but
you
just,
put your hand up, like,
just stupid.
because you'd been telling the truth.
Aye. But it's just say something that's funny. I'm an engineer. The last thing, I wired up a wooden lathe. Unfunny.
Was the lathe made of wood?
Well, that's again.
Or
That's
was that a lathe that you...
well, the boy went doing all that road with him, Ken. Like, what are you talking about?
You didn't go to crowd unless you're witty.
Aye.
Okay. I see, if I was doing I wouldn't do that because I wouldn't be able to think.
You got to be quick, don't
You
you?
got to be like straight away, think of something.
And in case somebody marks a cunt to you.
Aye, exactly.
Aye.
Nah.
Definitely.
So I wouldn't be heckling.
No. I do the road.
Did you have a job? I'm a zookeeper. I'm in charge of the beavers. That's what he's like. There is some folk are good though, because some folk are quick.
Aye. Yeah. Who's you up to yourself, Mass?
I managed to get out cycling because there wasn't much happening at House. Well, I was actually, but I thought I'll take a half day off and go out cycling. So went out cycling with Shed, and Shed got lost.
Ucha. You kept. Oh, was you saving up for a night because you didn't put that in the text?
No, I just thought it's
Bring it
mention
up.
it. And yet he wasn't admitting it, Ken. But I did. Because I didn't have his full attention if I was speaking to him, Ken. Ken, when you Ken.
He's thinking.
He's just like, aye. I could have said, I shagged Lisa last night, Shed. He went, aye.
I was looking for my bearings.
So far did you get lost? Hythe. You'll need to tell me for eyes.
Back road, Aurora. Once I got to Aurora,
You came for you
I was like, because I come out alongside, got to the junction, and I was supposed to go up to Kinnemouth,
Aye.
but I turned right instead of left.
Okay.
So I took a road up to Hythe on the left.
Mm-hmm.
I thought, oh no, never been on this road before.
That's 5 mile, he didn't Ken for you.
So I was like, shit. Master's like, do you care for your gun? I says,
Ken fine, didn't it?
I think if we keep going, that's why. Because Ken was going east, so Ken was going to go Peter redirection.
Yes.
But then it was so misty and foggy, you couldn't get on any bearings.
Aye, for you was
For you,
that.
Ken, you
I
couldn't
need
say,
landmarks.
oh,
There's that windmill.
There's a windmill. Ken
There's
from
a chicken
here,
shed.
chicken shed, or that's a power station at Bodham, or that's White Horse at Strickland. Again, it was like, oh, fuck. And then we got on this road, and I was like, oh, I think I came for a mark now.
I got excited.
If we turn right and turn left and turn right here, I came for a mark. But it's, disappointed myself.
We got the road we should have been on, Ken. We've seen the end of it, and he goes, that's the road we should have been doing.
Oh, I was disappointed in myself. I let myself down.
Far just stop at Mintla.
Aye, happy plant.
Disappointed there.
Aye.
It's usually really good, but now muckle fancy pieces.
It was good though. But there was not much
alright.
choice. I think it was there maybe a bit early.
Was you?
But did it speed away for you for stuff being a buck? She said no.
None.
Fuck's sake.
And was it there with the tin price of Fanta?
Aye.
Was it?
£2.29 for a tin of Fanta.
I thought it was a joke.
Aye, Ken. Unbelievable.
Wow.
That's unbelievable.
£2.29.
Aye. For one can.
Massey come up there. Price ass. It's like, oh, £1. Nah. It's like
£1.50.
125. Nah. 150. Nah.
And then they go £6.40. Calm down.
Whoa. You've taken that too far.
You should do that for a start, though. To say, how much is this? £5. £2.29.
Aye, then it sounds cheap. I do that to my father time. I deliberately do that. Like,
It was 175 no, £2. No. £2.29. It's like, for fuck's sakes.
that's ridiculous for a tin of juice.
It is.
Ridiculous.
I was at Raymore Garden Centre on Sunday.
Expensive.
A glace, fresh orange and lemonade. Just a normal tumbler size. How much?
£6.40.
£7.80.
I'll go £3.
£4.15.
Bunkery.
£4.50.
You turn off, you got the hill on the left hand side.
Gluten-free and vegan.
I had a falafel burger. Half a fine.
It'd need to be laced in vodka for fucking that price. Like,
So expensive, that place.
It was nice though. It was really fine. I can't complain. It's
For the juice.
The
It's only
juice.
lemonade and orange juice.
No, the juice was not great, but the food was brilliant. Yeah. So bike run, how kind of mileage was it in total? Was it?
almost 60, was it?
Was it?
Can't
I think, yeah.
66.
Was it?
66.
66, so go with it.
No, I can't mind.
Anything else about the weekend? Just plugging away.
Got my Windies in.
Oh, I did you eat yourself?
Well, I did all the fire stops and cells myself, but I got a Gina to come and give us a hand to put them in.
Oh, aye.
Boy, I used to work with Simon, so he gives a hand to put them in. I didn't know what to put them in, wrong, Ken, so I thought. But he was fair chuffed because he thought he was coming to do the fire stops now, but for instance, I had them all laid out ready just to throw in a hole and nail to the
So he was delighted.
so he was fair chuffed.
Good stuff.
Saved myself a fortune and that.
Aye. Definitely.
So.
Is the fitness start again for the kids' shed? No.
Pre-season, we're in what's our second pre-season friendly we're in Sunday. We've got another in this Sunday, then it starts the following week. Like so.
What age groups that you're into now? I ken it's a U format.
2009, so it's under 14s.
Aye.
S2s.
So we're in full on 11 aside.
It's full on 11 side last year.
Aye, okay.
This year I follow. Well, no,
So,
you're still.
so they're getting to under 14s. You're getting to that stage where you can start proper shouting it.
I start rolling subs though. Still rolling subs this year. So aye, 2 good games under our belt, so it's fine.
Mm-hmm.
It's fine.
Good stuff.
Good.
Was your poker on the Friday night for guys?
Aye. Nemacle. I won the cash game because if you get knocked out early, then you go into a cash game.
Aye.
I managed to win that, but it's not happening right now in the setup. Like,
A few bad beats.
I just keep. Can you always get to a stage where it's all in and it's a 50-50. I keep losing them.
Aye.
Ken.
Aye.
So you had a change of luck.
It was I was pretty pissed off. I knew anybody just because of the luck I've been getting the last 4 or 5 weeks. I was pissed off, so I was just sat doing the cash game, and I was still raging again. And first hand, I bet, and the boy called, and then I went all in with nothing. And the boy called with basically nothing, so that enraged me even more. But he had more nothing than me.
Aye.
Oh,
And I was like, what's he calling? But then you can rebuy back into the cash game. So I rebought and managed to win. But
I got knocked out. Bad beat. Did everything right. And then there was one card left in the deck. It could knock me out.
It came.
it
came
came.
out.
Win some, lose some.
So
It
it's
pisses you
la-
off.
So it's la, is it?
Well,
Can't bile your bleed a bit of poker. Like,
Aye.
it is.
Yeah.
But then after a 5-10 minutes,
you're right.
come
You're
on.
fine.
Aye.
It does it to Abdi, yeah?
It does, aye.
You
No matter
can
for
see
you,
it.
you can see it.
Yeah.
But in like that instance, Ken, nine times out of 10 or 99 times out of 100, I would have won it. But just that 1%. One,
Aye.
just that swing.
The most frustrating thing is if you play well and do
I think right.
and somebody does something stupid and wins.
Wins.
That's
Aye.
annoying.
That's annoying.
Aye.
It is luck of the cards, is it?
Aye.
I kinda
It's
To a certain extent, aye.
part and parcel of the game is obviously luck.
luck, aye.
Yeah, every game's got a bit of luck, like, but
Yep.
But well, it's good
poker's
fun.
got an element of skill and an element of luck.
Yeah.
Aye. Do you watch on the Fitbit over the weekend? Fit Live? It's obviously Sunday.
I didn't see any Fitba, and it was
Amazing.
probably a good weekend to miss it.
Aye.
But I was catching up with nothing on socials and nothing I'd recorded, so.
Yeah. It's trying to get beat again. 2-0. Wick.
Tough place to
Oh,
go.
it is a tough away. Tough place to go. Tough away.
Nah, it's just
fixture, is it?
tough
Gary
because you're
Meagher.
6 hours in a bus, 5 hours in a bus.
You should do a locos and fly up the day before.
Aye.
Yeah.
Isn't it?
I should do.
Did the locals win at weekend?
No, they're going to beat as well.
Forest, was it?
1-0
1-0.
at home.
That's a bad.
Forest was doing all right, though.
Oh, fucking
Aye.
a bad weekend of football. Aberdeen beat.
Right.
Loki's beat. Torra beat. Loons football
that's a
team.
lie.
That's a plus for you.
Aye, it is a-
That ain't a lie, so yeah, you're fine.
Torra beat thing. Loons football beat, and then Man
Yeah,
United
it's
beat.
Aye.
worse than
Sounds
beat.
the same.
Beat
Worse than beat.
is not the
Nah,
proper word, is it?
nah.
They got
Capitulated.
fucking annihilated.
Oh my
I'm
God.
sure we'll get it.
Aye, we'll
Oh,
get
I'm not speaking. I'm refusing to speak about.
No, you are.
No, I'm not. I'm not. 'Cause I can't calm down for last week.
Brora hammered bunks a day.
Aye, see
Aye,
it.
see now.
Brora's
Yeah.
looking strong. It's 4 wins out of 4 for him. Bucky as well.
Bucky
They
was
hammered Strathspey.
8
8-0.
It's Lossy and Strathspey seem to be the whipping boy. Well, obviously.
Lossy got beat 7-0.
Brecon scraped by Vale.
Vale
3-1.
3-1.
The huffed and puffed. But still won.
No.
Still
was it,
one.
no?
Still one.
It's
No.
interesting, both top half and bottom half. I feel like adds a bit more when there's something going on in the bottom and that.
Yes.
The only thing is there somebody capable of coming up?
Well,
He's,
juniors, Cooter looks strong in it.
But have they got the facilities to come up?
No,
I
sure.
reckon there was somebody in the juniors.
There's never in
Juniors.
your juniors is ready to go, but I think
Aye.
Dundee. Well, I think East Craigie. I heard. I quote on that, but I heard they were meant to be getting stuff in place for.
Aye. Should you not let a man
And,
give him
and give
time?
it, I think so.
I think as
so.
long as they've got floodlights.
As long as they've got
You need the
floodlights, aye.
Floodlights for like a
Give him
Tuesday.
time and support him.
Aye.
Kind of league
Aye.
should be supporting them to get their facilities up to
Yeah.
standard.
100%.
Definitely.
Mhm.
No, in Rothay they got beat 1-0 by Newmarket at weekend as
Yeah.
well.
Yeah, they finding it as easy.
That's,
No,
a,
it's
bad,
a- it's
that's
a-
a bad result.
I thought that would be the case, to be honest.
Yeah.
Aye, Division 1 gets... Well,
Sticky.
it's only is a Division 1
Aye.
new, but
Yeah.
it's obviously you'll face a few good teams in Division 1. Like,
Aye.
But they're expected to beat Newmarket,
I
that's
would
for
have
sure.
thought they would have beaten Newmarket, but well.
Yeah.
maybe still
That's junior
going for
football for you,
goals.
up and down.
Aye. Definitely.
It's diluted, you see, as I predicted.
Too many teams.
Think so?
Aye,
We spoke
we
about it
spoke about it.
before previously. Aye. Give
What was
obviously
you up to?
Elaine obviously turned 50 in Elang.
Oh, did she?
Like, obviously, aye. So I think she's at age now she enjoys a Sunday run.
Oh,
Just
no.
on a Sunday run.
Nah.
You two
You need to get
fucking
good.
You
there,
might fucking something wrong.
Just
Sharing
unacceptable.
fucking- sharing suppers and going on Sunday
Sunday
runs.
runs is unknown.
Did I
Like,
tell me you had a tartan drug?
No. It was a nice day. We ended up for a start.
Penny.
We're doing a roundabout. We thought, nah, went into Thaneston Mart to do the car boot sale.
shut. Honestly, right.
Then
You're
then
going to get removed for
What's the
Then
matter
up
with you?
Up to Bankery, went to Hayward and then head over up by Tarland and Aboyne and just
Oh my God! See how much football was on Sunday. How much sport was on the telly.
so here in time for the Chelsea game.
Holy
I'd rather run in a waffle belt.
I thought I'd be doing Guy Marcia handpitting in his way.
I think so. And I like.
Different if I was cycling out here. That's different.
Yeah, it's a lovely day. It's a fine day to go for it, isn't it?
Rubbernecking.
Rubbernecking.
You stop somewhere.
Goodness, I think we actually Teeny Road for done the Tour de Britain stage up the hill and nothing there.
Oh, Queensview.
Aye,
Oh, aye.
I think.
Do you still get hickeys nowadays? You just a rubber neck and
I don't think so.
you
Is
not
it?
seen nobody going to be
Nobody
Hickeys.
what bites them out, eh?
love
Hickeys
bites.
and poking. Poking's a dying.
Is it?
I think
Is
so.
it?
You never see it.
Mickey Flanagan, mind you.
Mickey Flanagan.
It can be done discreetly again.
Mike the Voyeur. Mickey Flanagan didn't mind a sketch about poking.
Aye.
Hand over. boom,
Just slip it down.
Mike Lauren the tone again.
Hopefully it doesn't get slapped in the way down. Fuck, that means no.
Not tonight.
Right, we'll move on to clue number 2. I have won a league title in 2 countries, including my home nation. I was never capped by my country.
Ocha.
Never caught by his country.
I've won 2
Wow.
league titles in 2 countries, including my home nation. But I was never capped by my country.
I'm sticking. I've got no idea, so I'll stick with this, dude. I think he was capped, but I think.
That's impressive.
Aye.
He's obviously grew up in an era of a great, hasn't he? If he's won league titles and you can't get a team for your national
Can I get
team.
him for your national? Auntie Nemi, he never played for Scotland, man.
No,
That's
no.
right, aye.
He's finished. No, he wasn't. I thought too.
You think that's a wind up, though? Do you actually believe that boy's genuine?
Aye.
Aye?
Aye,
I think so.
Aye. I think he's that.
Think so?
I
think so.
think he's fishing, aye. Personally. Nobody's that stupid. His name, Ken. Niemi. That is not a Scottish name, is it?
No.
That's no, okay, that's being nationalist, is it?
Fitz Scottish now.
For Scottish.
Aye, just a hint. It's a clue that he's not Scottish, is it?
Ken. Gordon Wong.
Aye.
Gordon who?
Chris Iloelamu.
Gordon Wong.
Yeah.
Ken Christine Wong's
Aye.
Aye.
loon.
Aye.
Scottish, born.
Yeah, but you would
here those days.
you would research first with that name. He can't be Scottish. Oh, he is, Ken.
Some us folk.
But Auntie Naomi was also been in the Scottish League at that time, a long time.
Aye,
You
yeah.
obviously thought maybe he was Scottish. No.
I didn't believe that that's what he thought. I think he's just. It's funny, but
Aye.
just like a lot of stuff, I find him hard to believe folk are that stupid.
It's like a sports bar and talk sport. Aberdeen's phoning up there just on a wind up.
Aye.
And folks say, oh, Davies had a drink. No, he's not. It's just because it's a late night show, spick and shite.
Aye.
Right, topics this week. Who wants to go first? We'll go. Shed, you go first.
Will I?
Aye.
Okay. My topic.
We'll start. Is it only one page?
Aye, nothing printed off. That's
You
what
nothing
I've done.
printed off?
And I've hand wrote it.
Wow.
Because it's not really a topic. Well, it is a topic, but there's nothing really debatable about it. Well, we'll argue about it.
As sure as day is
It's
night.
not a topic. Well, it is a topic, but
Well-
it's not debatable. But we'll argue about it.
As sure as day is night, we'll argue on this podcast.
Mark up your right.
So indecisive. No, I'm not. Well, after a couple of press conferences with managers, I think the other day, and the way some of them behave and some of them react to the questions that get answered, I thought to myself, what would you want to see in your manager? And how should our managers behave in press conferences prior to games, throughout the match, and interviews after the games. So, like, the unit riled my mace this week was Jurgen Klopp.
It's a shock.
Here's a shock.
Well, again, last week his comment about the grass being dry. Now, when he got asked a question prior to the Liverpool game, and last night, I think it was about Nunes starting, and he was like, Sarky comment back to the Kenny. He says, "Oh, you've got Nunes starting," and I can't remember what the question was, but it was a Sarky answer, basically saying, "Well, if you never looked at my team sheet, for else is my strikers." Again, instead of being constructive and positive. So I thought to myself, if I was a manager, fit what I want to see in managers for the press conferences, match day, and after the match.
Clothing. You'd clothing in there now. I thought it was an important point. That's a
bit you're getting arguing about. So I thought, my manager, I want in a press conference to be straight to the point, but informative. Didn't dismiss any questions, because no question's a stupid question if you didn't get the answer. So didn't be this.
I'm already riling.
Didn't dismiss questions, but answer back for clarification. Okay, so if you think it's a daft question, reiterate to them and say, "Are you sure you
listen
want
to
to
what your question is?"
Yeah. Didn't be sarcastic. Get a rapport with the press, and try and steer clear for your box standard answers. Ken, so none of this.
Aye.
Oh, I can't speak
Keep it
about
high,
players
bars low.
for the
Other
other team.
game.
And I
Every game, take each game out as it comes.
just the usual shit. You don't want to hear usual shit. You want to hear proper, honest answers, but keep it informative.
If it was that in with Gordon Strachan, what a quick question.
Give me a quick word.
Give me a quick word. Velocity. Sarcasm.
Strachan's a prick. Strachan's a prick.
Strachan is a prick. And you don't like him.
No, because his interviews.
He's a cocky wee bastard.
Aye.
I like him.
I don't know.
Yeah.
So, no, you don't.
So-
Silk.
Like Mourinho, didn't he? Back in the day when he was doing all that cockiness.
Do you disagree with that?
Yeah,
Have a wee. Go on.
Go on then, no.
Feed me the first line.
Straight to the point and informative. So you get asked a question,
Answer it.
bullshit, answer, straight to the point, but give them the information they're kind of looking for. Didn't dismiss questions, but answer back for clarification. So if you think it's a stupid question, reiterate and say,
You said there's no such thing as a stupid
well,
question.
sorry, I did say that.
Aye. That was my bit.
So-
You retracting it?
Aye.
Oh.
Because I said enough.
I was thinking that reporter asked Fergie Fi would he, if he could pick any of the players out of Barcelona's team, Fi would he, and he just started laughing and goes, Mascherano. It's obviously Messi. Okay? The stupid fucking question. And then he said, that's the stupidest question I've ever been asked. So you definitely get stupid questions.
Aye. Didn't be sarcastic.
I would be sarcastic if it was a stupid question.
I would as well.
My philosophy would be yourself. Just be yourself. Like if you was this, if we sitting in here and you get asked me questions, I'm going to be myself. So I'd be the same in a press conference. I believe, maybe for young loons, but media training. It does help. Probably is a wise idea, but you try to be yourself as much as you can. But if they're asking for information, my philosophy would be
Lies.
treat media like mushrooms.
Keep them in the dark.
Feed them shite and keep them in the dark.
Fair enough. See,
It also depends how much, because
that
we're only
analogy.
privy to how many, because obviously Premier League's biggest league in the world. How much interviews do you do? And if you've been beaten, you're fuming. You're on interview 28.
Aye.
The same question.
But interview one. If you're fuming after a game,
we're
last thing you want to do
getting
is...
after the gamings.
Okay.
Aye, okay.
So I'll be okay with a forehand.
My main point would be yourself.
Right, fair enough. That's all right. Match day. Suit or a lounge suit. Proper gear for a manager, because you're in charge. Sit in the dugout or stand in the technical area when relaying information only.
No.
Then I get involved with other teams' staff or manager,
Oh, no.
and certainly then I get involved with the fourth official.
What?
These are
That's
these
what
are
Perfect
these
world.
are the
That's just
rule.
what I want to see from my manager.
Aye.
I think
So he's now allowed to watch a game for the edge of the technical area.
Only if he's relaying
Never
information.
sit in a pail and
Nae pails. Nae pails. And
Impossible to not engage. Because you heard him say about Chelsea at weekend, the dugouts are so close. If somebody's hammering your players, there's no way you can rise above that.
Sit back.
Is there?
No.
No, you can,
Well,
I believe that you should just show. I like the passion,
Raw
I like to see
emotion.
passion. I love watching Conte.
I love that.
The two of them, I like Conte. I hate Tuchel. I love Tuchel. I like them both
Aye.
because they're both passionate. And for Conte does over celebrate at times because he's passionate,
And that's what annoys everybody.
And I got Tuchel up the wrong way, so he had a go at him.
Grabbed his
and
hand.
then
Brilliant.
obviously, for
Look at my
Chelsea score, he runs right by him, right to the touchline, right up here.
Yeah, aye.
See, that is-
That's a classic.
I feel that.
Aye.
That's how I would be.
Get it right up, yeah. That's a classic, isn't it?
it's fine. That's never that. I'm just saying.
Aye.
That's good.
I'm not saying that's the right way.
No.
But I love seeing that in a manager.
Aye. If you're passionate about your job,
Fans want to see that in a manager.
But I also like Ancelotti if I stands there and's cool,
No.
calm and collective. He could sit in the dugout with his legs crossed with a cigar. What I'll do, Ken, with his eyebrow up.
He's done his job, see? He's done his job
Yeah, I
all
know.
week.
I know
There's
he is.
nothing he can really do in a Saturday changes when
But again, that comes down to your personality, does it? 'Cause
Why-
it's how
why-
you're wired, isn't it?
Oh, I'm terrible at sideline. By the way, with the kids. Anyway, after match, humble in defeat and victory. Look for the positive points in the display, regardless how good or bad it is.
mm-hmm.
Do not mention officials, no matter how shit they've been,
I like that. I do like that.
and be gracious. No excuses. If you've been beat, you've been beat. Then I look for excuses like Klopp.
That's the best bit you've did so far. I'm almost agreeing with Johan there, but first thing I maybe
I
slightly.
cannot
Humble in defeat and
cannot
victory.
nay mention an official if he's in
No.
if he's cost you a game, a decision.
But Abdi Kens have cost you the game.
Yeah,
with the
Abdi
decision,
is
so
fair.
why do you need the fact to bring
because
it
you're
up?
so het up about the situation.
Aye.
Then I'd be
Just let it come out.
Just
I bet if you're passionate about your job and your team,
no,
you maybe
but
welcome
Abdi,
it.
but Abdi's seen it.
But officials had an impossible job.
Abdi's
And
seen
I
it.
think coming out and lambasting him's not helping. I think you just mention officials. I think it looks like sour grapes enough, and you mention officials.
Especially if you've been beat.
Yeah.
Oh, they didn't
That's the
do
first
they
thing that
didn't do
the interview folk will
Ask.
will ask.
Did you make that decision?
Well,
Aye.
what was the decision?
I
made
hadn't
was
seen it.
fifth?
I just do the Wenger.
Hadn't seen it.
Plead the fifth. Is that right?
Plead the
Fifth.
Plead the second. Plead the fifth. innit?
Fifth Amendment.
Fifth, you just write the silence.
Oh, aye.
Aye, no comment. I didn't see
You've
it.
been interviewed by police. No comment.
24 hours police custody.
No
But
comment.
that would be funny if somebody. I plead the fifth.
No reporter. Back to the studio.
I'll take a fifth.
So that was my topic.
Massey, why were you right up in the manager's face, doing it like that, Ken? I'll take a fifth.
That was me.
But again, it's us. Well,
It's a-
somewhat stems for Klopp and somewhat stems for Conte and
Aye.
Tuchel.
Yeah, I mean, didn't I get me wrong? I love the passion that two showed at
It's
the
a,
weekend.
it's a man's game, isn't it?
needles.
Sorry.
Oh, you can't say that.
Aye, sorry.
It's the needle.
I like a bit.
And I love the
like a bit
I love
of
the
debate.
fact that Souness just went, no, I meant every word of it.
No, we'll get that.
Oh, okay.
Just,
But no, that was my thing in managers. I mean,
and you said there is like a
it's like
prototype for good management.
For
But
good management, but
It's
emotion.
No, robot. If Abdi was like that, it'd be fucking boring.
aye, yeah. I mean, I like. What I didn't like is if it really pissed me off.
Conte would get on your wiki.
Was when Mourinho run down the touchline at Old Trafford.
Old Trafford from Porto.
That was a making of him, though, wasn't
That was brilliant. Absolutely brilliant.
But that's an iconic. That's an
It's
iconic.
iconic.
That is an
moment in
iconic
football
moment.
for me.
That grey coat.
Aye.
Aye.
And his arms outstretched, and the
Aye.
grey coat was floating a bit.
Did you see the Twitter today about the Tuchel saying, "Oh, you have to look
And
Yeah,
aye, and then somebody's found a picture of him doing the complete opposite.
complete opposite with Dash."
Aye.
Please, Sean, didn't
I can see why that would annoy you, because if you get a shot, get a token gesture, that would annoy me. You've got to at least, as you're saying, be man enough to go, you've beat my shot hands, look at each other.
Aye.
They're looking at you as,
Yeah, but he still shook his hand. Wenger used to walk down the tunnel and even.
Aye, sulk.
Aye, that's worse.
no, it's way worse.
At least he shook his hand. Ken, there's nothing wrong with hating the other manager. It's not hatred either. We spoke about this.
we did,
No,
yeah.
Tuchel's already.
Hatred.
Said that. He goes,
It's nothing to do with rivalry.
rivalry, passion for your team.
Exactly,
I've got
yeah.
no problem with Conte.
Aye.
Conte's no problem with him. And just in the moment.
Yeah.
Yeah, totally.
But it's great to watch. I love Needle. It's great. It's great. Again, I'm not a Chelsea fan or a Spurs fan, but I was so involved in that game.
Because it was near the best of games.
Aye.
But there was plenty happening.
There's Needle, and as you said, there was
Tackles were getting in.
Aye. It's a proper kind of derby, looked like to me.
We've
There's
got
not enough of that in football nowadays. I don't think.
When they scored, they're celebrating with their fans, going, yes, going. Yes.
I do like
because normally they didn't.
I know.
Fitz it, yeah.
I do like seeing
That's a
them
good
jump
game.
in the crowd off it.
Aye.
Again, with their own
That's what I mean,
fans.
aye,
Aye,
yes.
getting right in about.
Aye,
It's good crack.
No, do you think it should have been a free kick for that goal?
Fit goal.
The Chelsea.
No.
Tottenham. Sorry.
No.
Free kick. No. It was too far on.
I think it was a free kick, but I didn't think he stopped it and tucked it out of the way. But
Too many phases, but
Can't I go back?
But the ref was part of the reason why it was a good game because he let it flow.
Well, they speak about us VAR with the higher bar and stuff now. It's just can't speak about it.
They said the second goal shouldn't have counted. Why was that? The boy standing in the line to go his sight or something?
Yes, they said Richarlison was offside. Plus, they said it should have been a free kick in the corner prior because mine the boy
He held his
held
hair.
Cucurella's hair.
aye, the hair. Fit your take on the hair.
Cucurella was at him, and then he that can't even means to grab him by hair, but grabs him by hair, throws him to the deck.
What'd you make of it?
He shouldn't have hair like that, should he?
Well, for me, if I'm you're going to be managers, for me, I'm straight away going right. Get clippers out
Aye, or put it up in a bun or something like that.
because that's not happening again.
Nah.
No in a rule book. So is that near me now? Be able to start going like that? Tab in the box now. With long hair.
But here, regardless, just pull it.
Aye.
Can't be doing that. It's a booking.
I think it's a red.
Did they mark like the other Fitbit shirts tight on him so to stop folk from pulling their shirt?
Probably. Aye.
Well, didn't he long here?
Don't know how long here, but
If you were if
I can't believe we got away with it.
If Cucurella was running with the bar and the boy grabbed his hair and pulled him back,
They're saying that's near full.
that would be a red card.
Aye.
There's no way that wouldn't be a
That's
red card.
Chiellini stuff.
They're actually saying there's a rule in there's son in it. It's saying that it's near free kick.
near free-
It's near free kick about pulling hair.
That's what they're saying.
There's nothing in the book.
There's nothing in the rule book to say pulling hair is a free kick.
I bet he's about to come under.
well, if that's the case, Andy's just yanking his hair out.
Well, that's what they're saying. He's an absolute given for it.
I'd be fine.
Because maybe in the females game it will maybe be a rule. Maybe.
But then look how
No
much
pulling of the hair.
look how much men have got long hair now.
I know.
Yeah.
That's Anchorman, is it?
Aye, no pulling of the hair. And is it
The faces.
touching of the face? Or something?
Now, good as shit. If I was Mass, you were the next.
Aye, so I was listening back a day to Pod 117, the masturbating about Aberdeen, kind of when I was not here with Finn Slipper's team of place. Like,
You also
so,
like that, before you're listening. Now.
Right, so
Again.
I was just going back to see if I could can pull you up for stuff already. But to be fair, a lot of the going back and listening, and apart from one thingy which I'll get to, most of the excitement was about like transfers and how much money Aberdeen have generated. Ken, so Slippers was getting excited because you've seen 13 million since 2020, and but it wasn't actually that much said about your team, Ken. So I maybe got a bit carried away in my rebuttal a wee bit.
Rebuttal. Like it.
But obviously they've seen 13 million. 13 million for Ramsey is a product of the youth academy, and I think the youth academy has been pretty good because there's been some players coming through and looks like it's working. Ken. But Ferguson and McKenna, and I'm just trying to think about the strategy and all this, and if that is part of the strategy or it's just because you would say Ferguson was signed by McInnes, would you know?
Aye.
Not much, well, and say it was McKenna. So they're not really part of the new regime as such because they've sold them. But I was just a wee bit of a rebuttal because you're trying to say that this strategy, that's why you've gained 13 million, but maybe not because of strategy, maybe because of the signings McInnes made. But it doesn't matter. But was one thing it said.
But then that's
it
still part of the strategy going forward, selling selling on players,
Aye, that's part of that.
regardless of how they've come for. But
Yeah,
I think
but
his strategy going forward, they've come in and said, let's get a youth system working and flow again on. I think that's just part of the...
So the youth system seems to be working, but a lot of that can be luck. But to be fair, academy seems to be working with players coming through.
It's still, the strategy is still in its infancy, is it? As
Well,
such, 'cause, so
I still haven't had much clear answers that fits so unique about fit Aberdeen are trying to do that anybody else is trying to do. But when I get in that,
Doesn't it need to be unique?
but
Doesn't it need to be unique? Just a...
there seems to be a lot of discussion about Aberdeen's new strategy, but with the nay just in the same, Ken, would you nay even before?
No, it's new Aberdeen.
Is it? Fit's new. Fit bit about it's really new.
Put another focus on the development of the youth to get them on in the first team and they flog them on.
They didn't have focus on youth before.
When they say they focused fully on youth before, because how much players come through their youth system before?
The 83 team must have had about 5 or 6.
That's fucking 40 a year ago.
Well, fits the barometer, fits the cut-off.
Because every team did that then.
Fit about Robertson and Wright in the 90s. David Robertson, Stephen Wright, Ian Jess, Scott Booth. Was in that's more recent. Or is that too far back now?
No, but that wasn't specific for... That wasn't their strategy at the time to bring through youth and sell them.
Because at that time, Aberdeen were spending £1 million on players, 800 grand, and Brian O'Neill spending hefty money. They can't spend anything like that now.
But I thought they spent $2 million this year.
But I'm saying that's a lot of money for them now. Back in, they'd forever that money came for, whereas they had nothing like that sort of money because they've spent £1 million on a whole squad, and at one point they spent £1 million on one player.
Aye, Bernard.
Aye.
Waste $1 million.
But one of the things that did stand out was that I already see against Peterhead that the defence is a lot better than last season against Peterhead. Well, that definitely stands out because, Ken, you think when we were playing for Troy United, we played an amateur team, looked solid at the back. We came, we get to be tested a lot more, and we get to be tested in the juniors. Then you would maybe judge the defence. So, Motherwell couldn't score home or away against Sligo. So I've been told that you cannot compare the Irish League to Scottish League because the Scottish League's supposedly miles above Ireland. But Sligo couldn't score. Motherwell couldn't score against Sligo home or away. Also beaten by St Johnstone at home. St Johnstone's probably getting a relegation battle, I would say. And Aberdeen conceded 3 goals to them at home. So I stood out to me because I was kind of listening and the defence is already looking more rock solid. But we would say Celtic, maybe you can give them pass because Celtic away is always tough for every team. So I accepted that. St Mirren at home, an easier sort of game.
dead man.
I said last week that this is probably going to be their stiffest test yet, Motherwell. But even at home, Motherwell were 4-1 to get a win at Pittodrie, so heavy underdogs, but still scored 3 when they've been struggling to score against part-time teams for Ireland. And I'd say Aberdeen conceded 6 goals in 3 games. So that's a standout that the defence is only better. And I was dubious of Stewart when I watched him against Celtic with his distribution. But I said, well, it's too early to decide. Well, I've made up my mind after seeing him against Motherwell.
I think Abdi is.
Because he was flying with his own feet and a fucking thing. Like,
I think Abdi's made up their mind after that.
I think he had a bad game.
A really bad game. Like, So, just wanted to see if you boys are... I did say, well, I want to hammer at him too much because we'll get 10 games. But right now, I'm feeling pretty smug about my predictions about Aberdeen. And I can't ever Duncan when I went to hammer him because I said 6 games into the season, Duncan was sitting here hammering him, and he probably would be if I hadn't said that.
Aye.
But just
No,
I just want to.
I can't comment on the game because I never saw it.
Have you seen the highlights?
Aye, but I need to see
seen
it
the
live.
highlights, and
I need to see the whole game though.
but you've seen enough in the highlights, surely.
I've seen enough in the highlights.
Aye. So I just wanted to.
There's no question.
Are you boys
I'm
you boys more worried now, or are you still quite confident?
I'm still quite confident.
And also, one more question, and then I'll leave the flares to you. There's a lot of emphasis on fit stuff is happening off the field, and I would agree that probably you're getting the contracts right and getting the money right off the field. But when we were kids watching football, we didn't give a fuck about if it happened, how much money the club was making. We're only worried about if it's happening on the park. So does that really matter? If it's happening on the park, it still doesn't seem to be working. Are you really worried that they've made 13 million since 2020?
Well,
It's the future of the club.
It's probably you're saying they can't spend £1 million on a player. Well, first that 13 million gone.
To pay for anything, run the club.
Aye.
It costs them 10 million a year to run Aberdeen.
Increase their wage bill, maybe.
Fit comes in through the gate.
Fans.
Surely 10 million a season, would it? Plus the TV stuff.
Pies are a fiver, so probably.
Can if you average,
No,
if you average 15,000, well, you're not averaging 15,000 a home game, 12,000 maybe.
Mm-hmm.
Well, how much season ticket holders is there?
That's a lot.
How many season ticket holders is there?
Again, 8,000.
I say
Again,
9,000 for argument's sake. How many?
£300. Is it?
Yeah, pound.
It's only 2.7 million. It's not a lot.
It's not a lot of money. And then with the TV,
Well worked out.
It's only a 50 year.
and then TV deals, nothing.
But no, for me, it's an easy fix. You sign a player on loan supposedly because he's a better centre back, and you've got stop playing him out of position, regardless if you've got injuries. Johnny Hayes can play. Stop putting square pegs in round holes. Play a boy far he was signed to play, which is a centre back, and just get on with it.
There's no question.
I've said for day one, the games I've seen, I'm not convinced with the goalie. He's too indecisive. When you see him live, he comes and goes. I don't think that's, but the boy Stewart, I'm getting annoyed with. He's obviously, in their opinion, because they see him, he's the best header of the bar. They keep putting him in this position on the centre, on a penalty spot. So if an on-hand comes in, go and attack it. He keeps getting caught under the bar every time. The goal the other day, he's under it. His job's to go. He can see it come 40 yards, time it like you should be able to do and go in it. But Fitz confusing me is, you get these boys. There's obviously something about Scottish football that's different to any of that. Can folks slag it till it's death if they doing South and that, but he was playing in the Championship, right, for a decent side in Wickham. Okay, they got relegated, but they're top of League One Championship. That's where they fluctuate all the time. And he's playing in that Wickham Wicket and doing a job. And then he comes up to Scotland, which you would think Scottish SPL's a lower level in the Championship, and looks out of sorts. And there's heaps of boys come up. Can you look at your man at Celtic last year if I went back to play the Premier League? So there's obviously something different in the Scottish game, but I'm getting annoyed with seeing. I'm getting annoyed seeing boys play out of position. They signed him as a centre back. Stop playing him at left back, regardless if you think he's a good ball playing centre half. He's a fucking centre half and play him here.
He looked dodgy on that, Rope.
But he's
a centre half
playing left back.
Yeah.
So I'll have more respect for Guru. Not that he cares more about football than me probably, but if he just goes back and he puts, for me, McCrory, they lose too much.
Aye.
Stick him back in midfield and get Scales at centre back. And if he does that this weekend, I'll cut him some slack. But if I keep seeing him playing boys, because I think McCrory wants to play centre back.
I don't think he looks like a good centre back.
Because he doesn't play it well.
Fitzy doing for a third goal.
Aye.
He's just like, I threw him. Why is he not clear on that?
So I don't know, but
So for all Aberdeen spent and for all
there's goals in Aberdeen's team. I'm still positive about the amount of chances I create.
Aberdeen all score goals.
The boys get a lot of goals up front.
The question is, are still frailties at the back and not being addressed?
Because what was happening, I'm led to believe the boys that were at the game, the boy Richardson plays so high at right back, they were just playing it in the right channel against Stewart, the Hale game, and he can't run, and he just got battered the Hale game. The boy Richardson was trying to go in, but that's obviously what they're playing is full backs high. But
it's worrying you're conceding three goals to Motherwell at home.
Well,
I'm getting beat by Motherwell.
There's part of me thinks it's a terrible result, but I also think they got a bounce for a new manager.
New manager was there last week. He got beat.
But Hamill was announced this week before that game.
He was the manager.
He was in the
last week.
dugout.
Aye.
There hasn't been much change.
He was manager. Caretaker manager.
Aye, but he was official this week.
There hasn't been
So
much.
you think they got extra bounce because they made it official?
Aye.
Motherwell beat Aberdeen a couple of times last season, didn't
Aye.
Aye.
I think probably
They beat Aberdeen
they?
last
I
season.
think no, but Ken.
It's just black and white. Is this for me? It's a bad result. He said did a bad day. He wouldn't get away with that team talk again after the game, or an interview after the game saying it was a bad day at the office, because he wouldn't get it. So he needs to just bounce back and win games. It's as simple as if he doesn't, he'll be out of job. It's as black and white as that.
I think I've seen so far enough for Aberdeen to finish fourth.
No, but is it the second game in this season and we've had a couple of injuries and we're getting stretched at the back of the day. We've obviously not got a big enough squad. to cover.
Why is Scales playing left back?
Well, that boy they signed on loan got injured, and then Johnny Hayes can play left back. So I'd again, he's obviously thought they're good enough just to stick by that team, and he obviously likes him at left back. But
You lose something if you put Hayes at left back. I do believe Hayes can do a job at left back, but you also
lose him going forward.
to me at Celtic he looked the biggest threat. So if you put him to left back, you lose that, don't you?
Mm-hmm.
But it's a Scales thing. It's annoying with Mason and McCrory, because McCrory runs hour. He gets so much energy. It's a huge loss when he doesn't play in the middle of the park. And Scales is bought because he's supposed to be a better centre back. So you're weakening centre defence. And the boy Stewart is what he is, but he's made a rod for his own back, in my opinion, because he's made him captain. I didn't believe making a new player a captain. I didn't believe in it. But because he's made him a captain, are you going to strip him out? Or you drop him? Again, will he? I don't know. So, but he's under the cosh. But I see enough. Aberdeen create loads of chances. There's a bit of tweaking to go on at the back. For me, I would swap out the goalies, and then there's goals in Aberdeen now.
Aberdeen.
Is that why though? They're playing offensive, they're going to score, but they're going to leak.
Maybe.
Possibly.
And there's a
But-
balance.
but
Because
only
if they try to shore it up at the back, then maybe when it looks threatening going forward.
But we're only 3 games in.
Aye.
But-
No, I said 10.
But
you know,
as I said, it's like for me, it's just again black and white. It's 3 games, 2 defeats. Say whatever you want about
it's 3
players.
points in 9.
What's I'm saying? It's 2 defeats out of 3 games, so it's as black and white as that.
And he didn't have a good end to the season, and Abdi said he needs a good start.
Which he does.
Yeah.
I think so. I think
A lot of new players in. Does need time to gel.
I believe that also. Yeah.
And it will be, as you said,
I s-
10 games in.
They'll score goals, but there's frailties at the back.
Back.
Needs addressed.
Yeah, definitely. And they've played Stewart and Scales, the two of them, for a majority of pre-season games.
Playing all the games, and then as soon as the league started, they broke him up.
Aye, got an injury left back and put him out.
But I think sometimes when there's holes like you seen in Saturday, there's a centre midfield problem as well. Like, because you need somebody in there breaking that up, and to me it was far too easy for Motherwell to play through the centre. Aberdeen. Again, I only seen the highlights, but it looked like there was massive holes in.
That was.
McCrory's in there, is he?
Well, that's what you lose. You lose his energy in the centre back.
Corner Barn.
Ferguson.
Corner Barn's injured now, isn't
Aye.
he? So he'll be.
You miss your best player, don't you?
Aye.
Yeah, he's also a good player, but I'm nae sold on him as everybody else is, to be honest.
Yeah.
I just think he was a standout in an atrocious team. He's also, of course, he's a good player because he's broken into the first team, but like the team was so bad. For me, he was running and tackling and putting a shift in when
For Ferguson.
80% of the team wasn't he?
Ferguson.
No, I'm saying Barron. I'm talking about.
Oh, Barron. I was.
No. As I say, it's is it progress?
I heard the boy for Liverpool looked good again. Like somebody was, I'd never seen it in the highlights, but
Aye,
there was
he
a
was
boy at
good.
work was at a game says he looks like he sticks out like a Celtic.
Aye, he's retains possession. He's always
Aye.
available.
Still
for
lost
pass.
Yeah,
Still lost though.
aye.
Aye, but that's his second game. He'll come off.
Can't
he'll
believe
come
it's
off
me
injured.
trying to be positive here.
No, I'm still positive, but there's no point trying to pretend like in paper or cracks. The boy had a fucking absolute nightmare at the back, plain and simple.
Early days, it looks like Rangers, Celtic, then Rangers, then Hearts. Hearts are flying in other.
You've
Aye, well, they slipped up against Hibs though.
you actually made a great point that he's made a rod for his own back, making him captain.
I think so.
Because if he hits another couple of games like that, if Aberdeen fans want to stand for him playing, he was like, nah. He needs to come out.
Then you're dropping the
Then
captain.
you're dropping the captain.
And the captain's meant to be your
And
stalwart.
that's a major fucking decision.
Right.
Because then you lose a player,
Aye.
for me.
Aye.
So,
Good thing is, he's not 80 million, is he?
I know, but
Two left.
but it's
Got
not,
two left
but it's
feet.
not relevant.
No,
I'm sure he's one of the big earners.
Probably. If
Aye,
he's-
it'll just be talking time as well.
Aye. Before we move on,
He'll come good.
but you made a point about you'd understand how he can play.
Aye, that's what I'm saying. That's
I think he'd be a bit like Duffy. Aberdeen tend to hate, well, they'd more possession in Motherwell, so you need to be able to do something with the bar. Against the Aberdeen, against the majority of teams, will dominate the bar. Same with Duffy. He looks good, backs to the wall.
he doing tackling.
Maguire would be the same. You put a low block. line deep defender.
Aye.
He'd win bars, win tackles.
Aye.
No
Sitting-
space in him to bust him for pace.
Sitting on the edge of his box.
You said Wycombe's a yo-yo club, so if they're struggling in the Championship, majority of games they'd be defending. That's probably a strong point. So if he's asked to do a bit more at Aberdeen,
Aye.
that's maybe why he's struggling. That would
Still
be
expect it to be better. You signed a player for a championship, in my opinion.
100%.
And marking him captain, you're expecting him to be a standout every week.
Yeah. But
No?
yeah, I agree.
Oh, yeah.
Definitely. But
Yeah.
Ken, it is 3 games into the season.
Aye.
That it doesn't look.
He's had a wake-up call anyway.
Because Ken, you can't really make a decision on somebody after 3 games.
But joking
But
aside,
you-
though, I mean, you said he's come up for the Championship or top of League One. He's maybe thought he's come up here and
Aye,
piece of piss.
jolly.
And
I-
then
He might might reboot and then
fucking thought, hold
Possible.
on, boys, I better sort myself out here. It's the amount of times you see it with players, even Highland League and junior and amateur and that,
Aye, on a
you
level.
start go down a level or
Level.
something, you think that's a piece
be
of
easy.
piss.
And then you end up looking
You
at a worse
think
player.
Worst player than you actually were.
Aye.
You can never put a feet up.
No.
Yeah.
So there's like somebody hungry.
Aye.
It is in
Yeah.
Scotland. I've
Yeah.
always said that because people are scrapping for their lives, literally, to get a contract so they can pay their mortgage.
Aye. Yes, because it's name high value
No.
wages up here. Now, good. Before we move on, a WAF SPL, Dundee United. Mention them. Europe. Oh,
My boss is a United
I'm
fan.
not joking you. Watched them in the first leg. I thought, goodness,
First 20 minutes, they were in the game.
First 20 minutes across in
What a
Holland there.
capitulation.
And then self-destruct.
But conceding goals that close together, that's chucking it.
I don't care if it happened, honestly.
That's shiting yourself, is it?
The
Shite
first
yourself.
goal
Keeper
went
was-
in, I thought the first goal they should have done better. A run off in midfield, acres of space.
But it's nothing worse than you're in a game and
You've lost it.
your mind scrambles and you don't even care if it do.
You're arguing about the last goal and another one's gone in.
Aye.
Again, but that's first the car. Right, boys, just fucking
A leadership
and
tag.
there is some leaders in it. You've got
Aye.
Fletcher,
Fletcher,
and
Mulgrew.
experienced guys in
Aye,
there. And
again,
then
they've
just,
just felt a bit.
Aye.
Bit out of hell, maybe.
Keeper.
keeper was very suspect.
But, and then they threw that left back in, hadn't even played again, threw him in at the deep end.
But
Then they
you-
got gubbed at the weekend again for
Uh,
you said, don't
apparently, well, you heard, he had walked by the throat, Jack Ross, apparently. 'Cause
Aye.
Jack Watt called him, so obviously the card Ten Hag, it was at a Poundland, Guardiola, and the card Jack Ross and ASOS Ancelotti. apparently that's what Tony Watts called him.
Aye.
And then they've ended up,
to his face.
aye,
You're just an ASOS.
Ancelotti.
like Tucker.
Oh, man.
Now we're leaking a lot of goals, 11 goals
goals
in
in
Aye.
2 games.
7-0's bad, doing it?
7-0 in.
And I didn't think the Dutch league, well, maybe
Well, you'll see a night.
clutching at
Aye,
strap,
just
maybe
carry
marking
on.
a rod for my end. But
Carcar,
I didn't think the Dutch league's just amazing. Like,
No.
Ken.
I think there's a gulf in
As
Dutch
a-
League. I just look at your Ajax and your PSV.
And
then
Feyenoord
after
and
Then there's a jump down again.
I think so.
To your
Aye.
AZ Alkmaar.
They're not beating that professional team 7-0.
Yeah,
Standard.
No, they're
Nah.
not
Well,
beating
you seen
a
in the-
Premier League
You
standard.
seen in the first leg?
Yeah.
First leg again.
They're not beating Rangers or Celtic 7-0.
No.
If it's us,
No chance.
is the game times
I'm
in?
just putting the game up. 'Cause
Nah,
it's-
Dad, yeah, because I'm going to be able to concentrate.
No, it was
I think the Rangers will give PSV a game tonight.
I think they'll beat them.
they will.
Aye.
I think the bad thing for Rangers is it's him in the first half.
Aye.
but I think-
This level, I think.
I think Rangers are good enough to go there and win.
Aye.
Think so?
Aye. 2-0 a night. And
Struggling against a Belgian team.
I think Gio's got sussed in Europe, in my
3-0.
opinion.
Yeah.
3-0.
Aye, away
Is
for
that
him.
struggling?
Away for him.
That's as poor as I've seen Rangers play and since they came back for the death.
Aye.
there was no issue with Ibrox. It cruised Ibrox game.
Mm-hmm.
Some good new players though. Kelman, is it Kelman?
Aye, Tillman.
Tillman, sorry.
Aye.
He looks a good player. Like,
First team at Bayern Munich a few times, so
aye,
he's bound to be half decent.
Boy Cholak's a good player.
aye.
He's
Fair
but his
enough,
link-up play is not the greatest, like, but he's got an eye for goal, like, for
Aye.
sure.
Yeah. No, good stuff. Dunk, you will go with your topic.
It's just the big fight this weekend. Uysk and Joshua. What Abdi thinks. Looking forward to it. Big fight. Big fight.
What do you think?
I'm going to go Uysk, but obviously they're saying he's put on a stone. And he's obviously good enough, you think, is that just to blast him out? And you think he's definitely capable, actually nearly blasted him out in the last fight later, but his thing is his talent. And we're definitely, if I'm looking forward to this, we're definitely getting a scrap because Joshua Ken knows he can't outbox him, so he's going to go in there and go for him. So I think we're going to get a tear up.
So you're saying Uysk? On the spot.
My heart says AJ, but my head says.
No, what are you saying?
I'm going to go Uysk, but I think there's.
He likes
to cover both bases. So if it happens, he can say, "That's what I thought."
I think it's a pick. I think it's a 50-50, a genuine 50-50.
So
So
you
you're saying the
picking?
fence?
So you're saying it's a draw?
No, I'm going to go AJ.
Aye.
Because I think he's just going to walk straight over him and he's just going to go for it.
You think AJ's got it in his locker?
Aye. Because he knows that's the only way to beat him.
Fit pay-per-views on.
Sky.
It's on Sky?
Aye.
It's box office.
30 quid.
30 quid.
Aye.
What time of night's
Yeah.
it on?
10. It's in Saudi, innit?
Is it?
I'm gonna.
I listened to last in the radio. It sounded to me like Uysk was fucking...
He was
Brilliant.
brilliant.
He was brilliant.
So I'm going to go for Uysk.
I'm going Uysk.
I'm gonna go AJ.
Aye?
It's gonna,
I think.
the point is, I'm
there's a
looking
lot
forward to it because we're going to get a tear up this time for sure.
Uysk's been at war.
I think Uysk.
He's
There's a
seen
lot in his
things.
mind.
Aye, but he's fighting for a bigger cause. And I genuinely think it's they say he's one of the best ever, but for him to put all that weight on,
Oh, Malcolm, even
Stone.
they're dangerous.
It's not that much for heavyweight, is it?
yeah, but but his move,
14
because obviously
pounds.
his movement, how he like just bamboozled AJ last time, like just couldn't lay a glove on him.
Okay, but maybe he thinks AJ hasn't got the power in him
Aye.
to bother him. So
As every female says, you can put on food just looking at food. You can put on weight just looking at food.
aye, seemingly, aye.
Nah, it's gonna be a good fight. I
I think Uysk will have too much for him. I don't think AJ will have the firepower for him.
I think Usyk's special, like so that could be the difference in that bit. I'm going to go AJ.
AJ.
I think he's just going to walk across, just start throwing bombs.
It's not as simple as that, is it? At that level.
I know.
You can't just go and start hammering bombs because you'll just get picked off.
Aye.
Should get a bomb coming back the other way.
In the right time.
Mm-hmm.
So,
And AJ's suspect. Rui's bit him on his arse.
Mm-hmm.
Little fat tubby boy.
In
saying
the
something to
heavyweight
me.
boxing, throw one punch.
Anybody can beat anybody in their arse in heavyweights. I'd read into that.
but Usyk's really a cruiserweight, isn't he?
Mm-hmm.
Aye, so, but I think he's got a glass jaw, has he? AJ.
I'd say he was.
Aye,
Suspect, maybe.
Nick less, but aye. Dodgy.
dodgy. So if you've got to put a tenner on a bet tonight,
AJ inside 5.
inside 5,
That's the only chance he's got for me.
I go early.
Just go for it.
Go
Uysk in points.
Uysk in points,
Uysk 10th.
10th.
Aye.
I'll go split decision.
To Joshua.
Like you
I was going to go AJ,
yeah,
but
like you sitting in the fence and
I'll go
sharing
split
stuff.
decision, and it'll go for the win money. So it's a con, is it?
Saudi, aye. Sports washing.
It's sports washing, and I think it'll be. I think this will be a farce. This fight.
Huh?
Do
It's
you?
going to be a farce.
Nah.
Yes.
Okay.
Speaking of farce, my topic is, since nobody else wanted to pick up on it this week.
I was just expecting somebody else to pick up on it.
It was touched on last week, and it's about the Glazers at Manchester United and how they are wrecking a football club.
Is this your opinion or is this you fishing?
No, I was reading. They
they
are
are.
definitely.
I've been reading up in it now, and they
They're
definitely are.
The club's in is it 400 million, 500 million in debt, and they're paying themselves 11 million pound every quarter or something like that.
Dividends.
Dividends.
Fits out to Man United. Fuck.
I didn't realise that model that they bought Man United on is now illegal.
Mm-hmm.
And leveraging debt against a club, you can't do that. You wouldn't have been allowed to buy Man United now.
By the by, they
Sorry.
did. And they've got it.
Aye.
Carry on.
Carry on.
No, that's what I'm saying.
Aye.
Well, you ken my opinions on that, and I'm right. So,
Nah.
I've
I
said
heard
it
a saying
before.
that-
They are wrecking the club, but there's still no excuse for Fitz being churned out.
It's been gone on since 2003 or something.
My biggest agreement we shared, a disagreement we shared, and there's no point in going over if it went over last week is,
Nah.
but Shed wants to singly point the blame at the Glazers, and it's the Glazers' fault, and as long as the Glazers are there, it'll stay the same, and just solely say it's the Glazers, and as long as they're there, nothing will change. That's where I disagree. I think it still could change with Glazers there, and if they're why they bought a club and all that, it's maybe wrong. I don't really care too much about that shit. I do read and I fall asleep, basically, when it comes to that shit. I just look at Fitz on a pitch. But I think a club is rotten from top to bottom. And it's not just them. It's
Aye.
Abdi right through a club. So
A fish.
they've got to rip it up and start again.
A fish.
But they're
rots for the
saying
heat.
with that how they're going, Man United is only going to get worse because of how it's been run.
Aye, exactly.
They can't.
So
they will
can't-
not be able to compete. Obviously, the head fit was at
I mean,
450 million in the bank. They've now got 50 million.
I'm not going to, as Massey said, we're not going to go over
Aye.
that again, because I'll just go, fuck, lose the fucking plot. And we do disagree, but even there you're saying, Ken, it's rotten to the core, and that rot starts at the top.
Aye. As I said,
As a company, as a owner, as a board.
But there's next.
If that is,
But that's not.
no, it is. Don't. It's got Arthur. Right, I'm not.
No, I can't.
No,
No,
when
I
it-
can't
when
do
it-
because
when it-
I think
Glazers-
no idea we've been 4-0 doing in half an hour. That's not to do with the Glazers.
that's your time. That's happened.
That's happened.
That's fucking.
As Marcy
Brentford.
says, it's a series of events that leads to that thing, like a plane crash, or Marcy's fucking Hasta Manana last week. It's a series of events that leads up to that. That didn't just happen because they played shit. That's happened because of fucking years of mismanagement of a football club. That didn't happen just because 11 boys played shit that day. They were shit signings, shit
Relying on
recruitment.
age squad and back in the
Shit,
day.
just
as well,
all
things
hands
like that.
just shit leading up to that point, and it's been shit since 2005. Rotten to the core, and until that fucking rot has been cut out, which is at the very top,
A fish.
you'll never.
A rot starts at the bottom.
No, a
and then
fish.
the tail things fast doing.
A fish rots for the heat doing.
Does it?
Aye.
Aye,
Okay.
so that's why you chop a
But
fucking heat
the long
out.
and short is for me with the money they're getting, they ain't walking away,
Nope.
regardless of what goes on.
They're wanting
They're
5
going.
billion.
They're,
They're wanting 5 billion.
Well, I read the other day we said it would cost between 8 and 12 billion to buy
Well,
Man
if
United.
Chelsea were 4 billion.
Aye, exactly. Man
It's
United,
Man
are at least.
United, Ken.
I read it was between 8 and 12 billion to buy Man United. Now you need seriously wealthy folk to do it.
Well,
Well, they're speaking about the boy for Ineos, are they?
Aye.
ways and means.
Radcliffe.
Aye.
But
Oh,
I think, well, they can still take money out. They're only gone neighbour of Glazers.
That'll happen.
They have to. At the end of the day, the fans,
Do they care?
But if
They've
they keep,
invested-
listen,
do
if
they care?
They don't care. But if they keep going like that, the product's going to be
Be
worth
worth
fuck
nothing.
all.
Aye, because the way it's gone, it's worth nothing. Like,
So
it's depreciating.
5-10 years time at club, if you didn't right,
Man United
what
will
happens,
remain.
what happens if they get relegated this season? And it's not a joke.
Aye, no, that team
by the
could get
way.
relegated.
That team and that squad can get relegated.
I believe so.
Playing like they did against
So-
Brentford,
so
for
if they
sure,
get
but
relegated-
I think they could.
If they get relegated, what's Man United worth?
Aye, less. That's why.
And the share price will keep dropping. and
That's why
dropping
it's on the
and
Glazers'
dropping
interest
and
to
dropping.
fix the team, though, isn't it?
But they wanna.
they will not.
They'll milk it
But
dry.
if you're saying the club's not going to be worth fuck all, the Glazers are going to lose.
Well, they wanna lose
So why not?
Because of,
because they've milked it fucking dry.
Aye,
out.
but if they're talking at, you're saying it's worth 12 billion,
Aye.
to worthless, they've lost 12 billion.
No, they haven't.
but they're taking.
They've only lost a 500 mil. Well, they've not even lost a
They're
500
taking
mil.
their money every year. So in total they've taken out 2 billion quid, haven't they?
Well,
Nah.
I think they put in 200 million of their own money for a start, did they?
aye, which
Well,
they've
they
got back
Probably got back in dividends and stuff.
over
over
because they still get paid. They still
Yes.
get their annual
Aye.
wage, plus
So-
their director's bonus,
Aye.
plus their dividends, plus their external loans.
Sheds
and
been on
stuff
But
co-
you've got,
Sheds
you've
were
got
on
to
company's
accept,
house.
you've got to accept that most football clubs it's not just a sport, it's a business as well for some folk.
Aye.
A lot of clubs are run like a business.
But
So you've got to
that,
accept
without
some
that suc-
profits.
without that
for-
success on the park, that's your product.
Aye,
The success
that's
on the
why
pitch.
it's in the Glazers' best interest to fix it and get it right and get a team back again.
They'll walk a wall once there's absolutely nothing left.
I don't think, but good businessmen didn't work like that. They didn't try to fuck up their own product, did they? Ken? They want to make their product as good as they
But
can,
they're-
so
no,
it's
well-
as worth as much as possible.
It doesn't seem that in the Glazers' case because they're milking it dry, and then once it gets to a certain point, for its
They'll sell it
they'll sell it. They'll still make money at it.
because it's Manchester
So
United.
Manchester United, but maybe not as much as they sell it just now, say for
Aye.
example.
Yeah,
But they'll still make their money back and more.
yeah.
But
But the club's fucked.
I don't think it's as bad as you're saying. Like that. I don't think it is.
Oh my god!
How could they have spent? They've spent near £1 billion in players, so they're obviously trying to make a team better.
Aye, but it's
but
all money clubs made though.
If they
How
were,
is it separate?
if they're
Why
trying,
is the club's money separate for the Glazers' money? If they're talking it out, Ken, why is that Glazer money, but the money they're putting back in is the club's money? Why is it two separate things? They own a club. So it's their money.
Aye, but it's generated by the club.
Aye, but they own the club. So they are generating that money.
Aye, to reinvest back in the club. The
Aye,
club's
but that's what I'm saying.
The club's still £500 million in debt. They've paid over £800 million in interest on that debt.
Aye. But they've given... They didn't tell me they're not trying to make a team better. If they invest £1 billion on a team, didn't tell me they're not trying to make a team better.
They're not interested in the team.
No,
they want commercial assets to sell.
They'll put a banker in charge in Woodward, man, to run the business for them.
If they wanted success in the park and a successful team, they would have a director of football in there, and they'd have fuck all to do with it and make sure, I think, the right folk was in the right place to make fucking proper football decisions.
But they could...
Ed Woodward, he's a fucking hedge fund manager.
But they... Even if they did that, they could still take money out of the club. Ken? It's in the... They didn't tell me they're not trying to make a team in a club better.
Of course they're not.
They must be.
They're not.
It's in their interest to make it better.
I didn't think they're savvy as much to fit's going on.
I was
obviously stuff's going on, but
I was going to Mike Ashley as an example. Fit was Mike Ashley in it for? As much money as he could offer. He wasn't interested in the team. He still spent money in the team.
aye.
He wasn't interested in it. All he wanted was money.
But a lot of owners
Newcastle,
are like that, though.
Rangers, exactly the same.
A lot of owners are like that, though. Most folk that own clubs want to make money. Like the folk at West Ham, they want to make money. But they also want to see the team doing well because it's there in their interests to make a team.
But then even at West Ham, that Gold and
Sullivan.
Yeah.
they're not interested in West Ham.
But the point is, they're making a rip roaring arse or haying the biggest club in their hands at their disposal.
The team doesn't look good, but I'm not saying there's no fault in the Glazers because there obviously is because they employ
the people.
Aye, so they've maybe employed the wrong folk, but they need to get it right.
But you look
I think they've made a start. They've got Ten Hag, for I think is a good manager. Given time, I think you'll build a good team.
But then you look further being touted that idea. I'd never even heard of that boy, and then I googled him and he hardly scored any goals, and they're about to pay 45 million for him.
For
Some Brazilian boy Cadu or something. Atletico Madrid's not even a first teamer.
No.
But that's boys for Aberdeen. You hadn't heard of, but you were saying they're good signings.
Aye, but this is Manchester United, supposedly the biggest club in the world. They should be really signing
first in class.
Aye.
Best in class.
No, you can't be expecting them to be signing first in class when they're in the Champions League.
And why they're in the Champions League?
Because they've slowly depreciated
this
the last 10 years,
This is
12
the
years.
core of the discussion.
Aye.
Ken, it's part Glazers, it's part Mourinho, it's part Ole, it's part fucking Van Gaal, it's part Woodward. It's all these cunts have made a mess of it.
Woodward, the rest are net fault.
Net fault. No.
Mourinho,
The Glazers.
Mourinho won
the
the UEFA Cup.
I didn't care for a fact, but I'd put my mortgage on it. Well, I wouldn't because then I got married. I knew. I put money. I didn't hay. I do hay. I'd put money on the Glazers have had nae say. Oh, they hadn't gone out and said we'll sign him. We'll sign him. They've left that to other folk.
Aye,
The recruitment.
which isn't football folk. So if they'd only interest in football, they'd employ football folk in football positions to make football decisions about the club.
That's a fact.
I know. I agree with that though.
So
I didn't disagree with that.
why have they not?
That's $1 million question.
These boys aren't just
because they're not interested.
No,
they just want to make money.
These boys aren't just out there willy nilly. Folk that are great with the football and great with the commercial side. Like a boy Gal is, he was half a genius really. Him and Fergie together. You can't just find this boys off the street. They're hard to find. These guys, Ken.
They're 10 a penny.
I think Fergie found it hard.
10 a penny. Somebody that's great in business and great in football.
Well,
are 10 a penny.
how come
Bollocks.
every other club can do it?
Every other club?
Director of football.
I bet they're not was successful, Shed.
9 times out of 10.
What's successful in England right now? City and Liverpool.
You'd argue Arsenal now.
Successful. Arsenal. Seriously.
Aye.
Have they finished 5th last season?
Aye, above Man United.
Is that success for Arsenal?
No, but they're going
No,
to
exactly. So
There's a
they're going
sense
to
of
lie.
Well,
However,
it is success because last year they weren't even in Europe, so they're in Europe.
Aye.
Next year they'll be Champions League.
you think they'll get in the Champions League? Why you not put them in your top 4?
Because I didn't realise how good they were until.
Season started.
Nah, you can't say Arsenal are a success yet.
yeah, there's progression.
Maybe,
Well-
I maybe agree with you that they are progressing in the right.
Aye.
But you
Why?
can't say they're successful yet.
But you can't say.
Compared to when we was growing up, Arsenal were challenging for
but-
trophies, they're in Champions League finals, they were winning fucking doubles. Ken, they're not doing
Yeah,
that new.
but that's when Arsene Wenger was in charge and he'd so right. Just like when Fergie was in charge, he'd hang and sell. Now it doesn't happen.
There's a
But
massive.
Wenger was there for 10 years after a success and couldn't get on a success.
But
That's
they're
when
not,
Got in mind-
they're not changed though.
You've also got in mind that United are playing in the toughest league in the world, and if you're not just quite at it, you get turned over.
There's no quite.
And
there's
no God-given right for United to win a league every year or be.
I'm not saying that.
but
I'm
it's
not
gonna
arguing
happen.
that.
Success is not easy.
I'm not saying that, but look what the fucking boys have done to that club over
Majority
17 years they've been there.
Majority of teams, well, apart from Liverpool, that are buying the league as such, there's a lot of money getting spent in teams and squads nowadays.
But correctly.
Correctly. And that's the teams that are going to be up here.
Aye.
But that's the thing. That's a skill. It's taking the money and spending it in the right places.
Getting the right folk in
Getting the right
place.
folk in. I agree.
So the Glazers hadn't done that.
Yeah.
So it's the Glazers' fault.
But you're saying they can't get it right and fit their Dean's just poisonous. Let's
Well-
protest, get them
well,
out.
they've
And
been-
that's
But
the
Ma say that the proof's there it's gone downhill. And obviously, they were still making money off the pitch. So as he says, they're happy because, for example, they're making money off the pitch. But each year, Man United are getting worse.
I agree with that.
They're not caring if it happens this year. They've still got Ronaldo signed for the club. Ronaldo's shirt sales this year will cover more than anything. They're not interested.
I'm there.
Next year they'll go on and sign some of their big fucking.
I'm
But I still
mercenary
rather like
interested
to
in.
speak about a team because it's like I get that as well, but there's still personal pride in players on the pitch and they're getting turned over by Brentford like murdered.
I
It
think-
seems to be at the minute with Man United. Any team was up and at you in their face, Man United fall apart.
Oh, it's a disgrace. If it's the standard of player that's there.
We've blamed managers, we've blamed players, now we're blaming the owners.
There's already been a problem
just
with the
a-
owners, but
it's just a massive-
What's happened now is the players are. The
Are they
squad of
using that as a
players
cop
they've
out
got-
by going the whole club's a shambles upstairs, or people are saying it is, so we'll just near run,
I don't know, Ken, but they ran 13.8 kilometres less than fucking
which is unbelievable.
Brentford did it at weekend.
Shocking.
It's disgraceful.
My analogy though with the Glazers is if you get a plumber in to plumb your house and it floods, whose fault is it?
Company employed that plumber.
Plumbers.
Well, the company, but the one man band say he owns the company. He plumbed your house.
Plumber.
It's plumber's fault. But I got a man to do my house.
So you're not doing your due diligence on your plumber you've got.
Yeah.
But it's mostly the
poor.
plumber's fault.
Well, you could argue it was your fault.
I'd say 70% the plumber's fault,
Aye.
and
Yeah.
30% that I maybe should have looked into better plumbers. Aye.
Yeah.
Well, that's the Glazers, isn't it?
No. How can it's
I was-
different?
Glazers maybe more than 30% at fault. Let's just say
Glazers
50.
will come in your house and they'll fucking steal your copper and sell it. That's for their Glazers.
I'll be honest. I think it's in my opinion. I think it's a 50-50 split for strong at Man United. The Glazers,
No.
and nobody else.
I agree that the Glazers are culpable, but
You clearly don't like the Glazers, Mike, because that's quite opinionated for you.
I am nae saying that it's the Glazers' fault. 100%, like sheds fall onto that. And if they get rid of the Glazers, that would be sunshine and rainbows.
No, because they're still left with the shites in the pitch
Yeah.
everywhere.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I still think they can sort it out. It's sortable.
Anyway, that's
Football
scored,
can turn like that.
Aye.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah,
that's going.
I agree it's sortable, but I didn't agree it's sortable with that.
Well, that's our main disagreement.
Yes. We'll agree to disagree.
We'll agree to disagree.
Well,
I
I'm
think
nae-
that-
I'm
I
nae
still
got here.
think- I still think United can get it right with the Glazers there.
I don't know.
They need to spend another billion in players, though, probably.
Until they get fit by folk, can't do it. We're just going to ruin circles.
Ruin
but-
circles,
Aye, but-
exactly. Because in the day,
But the problem is, Man United are wanting a player now. It's like, right, we need, trebling the price on a player because Man United are desperate.
Exactly.
Ken, Ajax signed Martinez for 6 million. They sold it to Man United for 57 million.
I thought the boy Tom in the NFL chat summed up perfectly that Man United are a mid-table team playing a big stadium.
Aye.
And that is for Man United are right now.
There's no
currently,
question
yeah.
about it. And I think I can't remember if it chat a bit on. I thought after we've seen him, if it's happened, realistically, and joking aside, Man United could finish out with a top 10 even.
But gone by that Brentford performance, I seriously would be worried
I'm
about
concerned.
relegation.
I think so, aye.
If they
It's as
carry
bad
on
as
like that,
because
Ken?
the two games have been.
it's
Did you
all
fear for fucking Liverpool game?
No, because if we win that game, we'll go up 1 point clear.
I think they'll be all right against them. For me, it's the lower down teams that they're.
Nah, they won't. Did
No,
you mind, you mind last year?
No, they'll get beat. I'm saying, but
They got hammered.
they won't, like, I think they'll get. It's more for me. It's more embarrassing to play a team like Brentford. For you think, they just got. I couldn't believe. Well, I didn't see it when I watched it, but I couldn't believe I was watching.
Well, Liverpool thrashed them last year, and City didn't thrash them, but they mauled them. It was a death by 1,000 cuts.
Yeah.
With City.
Aye.
It was embarrassing to watch how far apart. And Ken, I would have been maybe 3 years ago. You saw, Ken, Man United could. You never know. They could go and beat Liverpool. They
No.
can't. That team is not capable of beating Liverpool. No chance. No chance.
Aye. I've seen stranger things happen.
Defense.
You never
the
know.
defense is absolutely shocking.
Well, Maguire and Shaw in that defence, you haven't got a fucking hope in hell. Honest to fuck.
I'm a wee dunk with Martinez.
Aye.
He's too
man.
little.
Because I had a bit.
Yeah.
He's
He's too
Argentina got a bit of grit, but the thing is, I'm not even seeing a grit with him.
No, that's why he's nae. He was billed as a Argentinian captain,
Hindsight.
leader, hard man. He's a dwarf.
Just rolled door, and he looks little and
He's
skinny.
tiny.
Aye.
He'll be a
Do you
player.
see what happened to him at corner?
He'll be a player.
I just can't see how he can be a player with that stature.
Babysitting just now. I feel.
I just think he's in the wrong nightmare.
But kind of like you watch football and you go, oh, maybe they should do this. But I genuinely didn't have a clue far Man United go for far there at a minute, like fit the D.
Can only go
I
up.
do think part of it,
I hope.
and I do think part of it is Ten Hag's tactics, because they've got worse, and Ten Hag is high press. That team
Wide open.
cannot do that. They're too slow,
Aye.
far too slow.
They should actually play a style of play that suits the players he's got at the minute.
Exactly.
All they try to do.
And slowly change it over time.
All they
I
try to
agree
do.
100% with
I
that.
like what he's about. Like I think they'll 100% got to stick. 100% got to stick with him.
Aye, 100%.
Definitely.
But I think he needs to cool the beans with his philosophy and get a few results, or he'll get sacked.
Because the short goal kicks are driving us potty. Like
Aye.
But like De
Just not capable.
Gea's shit with the ball at his feet. So why did they persist in Martinez passing it to De Gea? Why does De Gea not
Miss
pass it to
him.
Martinez?
Man, just can't.
Or just put it up a fucking post?
Just didn't get to Maguire. Keep him away for the bar.
Well,
Just-
he bites a waffy players.
Give me I'll be honest, I'm on board with like Cats. Fit annoys me, Mary. He's not a leader.
He's nothing like a
Ken,
leader.
I da see him screaming on him.
He looks petrified.
He's like this. That stupid look in his face.
He looks petrified.
Shit scared.
Aye, nervous.
You see him at weekend again. And you're going in the wrong door.
Aye.
but to be honest,
Aye, come on.
Come on, he's like
Ten Hag
with
right
changes like
here.
this.
Hey,
Am I going left or right?
I feel sorry for him.
but they were talking about this scenario and they're going, like, that's at least a -1. It's some folk were saying Man United hadn't won the league for 9 years. Big deal. Okay, most of the clubs in it, like it was Darren Ambrose that was saying it, because I'm a Spurs fan. We've won 2 cups in 30 years of the Premier League. He says, get over it. They're just acting like spoilt brats, Man United fans, because they've been spoilt by hand they've won.
That is true.
There is a bit of Man United fans are now being punished for
Aye.
25 years of glory. Now it's your time to
Aye,
suck up.
suffer.
Liverpool
Suck
was
it
a
up.
prime example.
Exact
Wasn't
word.
it? In 30 years, didn't get anything and knew their
Yeah.
Glazers.
But to be fair, Liverpool have only won one Premier League.
One Premier League.
Nice.
So
Aye, with no fans.
no fans.
No fans.
Asterix Premier League. Doesn't count.
Before we move on, I was speaking about Man United there. Can't mind what the fuck I was about to say.
Aye.
It was about a Premier League game in that weekend.
There's a couple of neighbour games actually.
I was
Man City, De Bruyne goal.
I was
Outside of
said
fit.
fit.
Aye, good finish.
Sensational.
Haaland, 2 passes.
Nine touches or 8 touches.
8 or 9 touches.
Aye.
The entire game.
1 pass to kick off, 1 pass for his assist.
Aye.
Just, but he's an in behind striker. So he's,
So that's what I'm saying. Like Gary
creating
Lineker
space for
said,
everybody else.
he's got to get used to the fact that when he plays for City, there'll be folk crammed in 10 behind the bar, and he needs to get used.
He's good though.
Kev, it was Nunes sending off last night.
Aye.
Oh, aye. Welcome to the Premier League.
You better get used to that because now Abby's going to be all over him.
Centre half. Did you see the video? The hail
Aye,
thing.
brilliant.
Aye.
Wasn't it?
That's just for centre half should be doing.
He's
Just literally just walking past him and just pushing him because
Just putting your.
I was annoyed as a
just putting
striker.
Putting your hand in the face.
Aye.
Just
Aye.
not even hard.
Aye.
Just annoying him.
And then every time he didn't even look at him, he was just pushing him and then just walking away. And then a little shooter charge when he's running up the pitch. These things annoy the annoys the fuck out of a player.
He was lucky because he took a swipe one time and then
He's back. He's back.
missed him up time. So he's
But they're all going to be into him now, aren't they?
Aye.
oh aye. But then it's a learning.
learning.
He's even with no history or anything.
Nah,
He did have one sending off, I think, before. Aye.
I like the fact he went for a proper, didn't he?
It's not fucking about, is it?
He's just like, aye.
But Abdi said the read miss, surely.
Oh,
I had it 3 or 4 times in my life.
Yes. So,
The read miss comes you don't even.
You didn't even think it, that's what they were saying.
and you,
Anymore.
you didn't even. And you go afterwards, you think, what the
Can't hear
fuck was
nothing.
I doing?
You're just going to have him.
Aye.
They actually looked better once he was sent off. Liverpool
They did
played a lot
actually
better when he
Aye.
was sent off. Like
Diaz goal. Wow.
They're
He's
weak.
like facing his own goals, but why he gets his foot around it.
Aye.
And he's teeing on 3 or 4 boys, you know.
But
Exactly.
They're
They should be
weaker
doing better.
for me. If Thiago's injured,
Great
Milner's
finisher.
not a good enough replacement.
No.
And
It's not.
Elliot's only 19, looks like a class player, but young player. I think they're getting mismanaged
Money.
work rate.
Well, one consolation for Man United.
Van Dijk creaking.
We'll be here all night if we
Yeah.
start on that.
We'll see end of season.
Aye.
I'll revisit.
we'll read it.
But one consolation for Man United is Thiago's injured, Nunes is suspended, Firmino's injured, Jota's injured, Henderson's
They've got a lot
struggling.
injured.
I say Fabinho. I think Fabinho's maybe struggling
Is he?
as well. So
Still better. Man.
Still better.
still
Man.
better Man United, but it wouldn't be 7 now.
Aye, it might be 4.
So far as that, Old Trafford.
Old Trafford.
Is it?
Nah, because I could do the walkout, man.
Aye.
Are they doing a walkout, are they?
They did a walkout. I reckon how long out in the game is it half time?
No, they're not doing a
The
walk.
Glazers
They're
aren't
not
worried
going
about
They
that.
get in
Because they've already paid.
They just get stand outside.
I'm fucking stupid. Just be a few empty spots in the Stratford end. That'll be.
Because folk will go,
I'll still be.
what's the game?
biggest showpiece in English football and Old Trafford
How much are walking out like?
empty. They're not walking out. They're not going in.
They're negging in.
We'll still sell plenty of prawn sandwiches.
They're not going in.
Right, move on. Clue number 3. Clue number 3. I have won a UEFA Cup and a Champions League. So I have won a UEFA Cup and a Champions League.
It's definitely an F I've got.
Not a clue.
What's his birthday though? Today.
But we are looking for goalies. It could be a centre half.
So won a UEFA Cup and a Champions League. That's clue number 3. Concentration there.
The bill of your hat's just blocked me out the hell night.
Is it? Well, move around a bit.
Kinda.
You was there, then you keep moving there, then you move back, then
Because-
you move back.
I engage with them when I'm yapping, so I'm sitting on Mars's lap. I'm speaking to them like
Oh,
that.
yeah. Oh, you were sitting in his lap.
Go for him. Yeah, I think he's got caps though.
I don't get.
Aye.
Not a clue.
But Dunk did say he was maybe in the presence of a great. So maybe that's right.
Right, move on to this week's Hall of Shame. Hall of Shame.
Yeah, I think he's won a Champions League.
Far,
That's boy.
as you know.
I think so. He played in a final.
Okay.
Was sent off.
Right,
It's not him.
Wanker of the week this week. A lot to choose for. We discussed earlier on. I go first.
Go on then.
Mine was somebody close. I was getting picked last week as well, but he's carried on this week, and it's Ryan Giggs.
Why?
If he would have been in the Hall of Shame
I told you.
Why?
I think so. For Fitz coming out.
for Fitz coming out just now, are they?
That's our speculation.
He is a million.
Until he's proven
He's a
guilty.
million% tarnished his legacy.
Definitely. He's
If he gets found guilty,
You
Aye.
can't be
Yeah.
headbutting a female for
No.
me.
no, you can't be doing that. But did he?
Well, his neighbours are kind of, oh, no, again.
I can't. That was pretty damning. That,
If it was that,
So apparently he went to neighbour and he
Oh, because something went wrong next door, and he went to his neighbour and he supposedly said something like, neighbours went, oh, no, again, Ryan.
Aye, so
Aye.
like it was a common thing.
Common thing.
aye, battering his wife.
Can't be doing that.
Aye.
If he's found guilty, he's
Plus-
fucking idiot.
Aye, shagging you.
Yeah, he just doesn't look a
No.
sort, does he? He's quite quiet in interviews and
His eyes are really close together.
is that a sign of a wife beater?
Just can't trust somebody with eyes so close together.
Is that a thing?
That's just what I think.
Kennis is one of my favourite players.
He was, his wife.
Saka.
His wife won it. Aye, definitely.
Fucking hell.
Just doesn't seem a type.
Because there was a podcast the other day with his brother, and he's just gone played till he was 41 for the biggest club in the world.
Yeah.
And he's at the minute just ruining everything.
He's went doing quicker than Man United.
Well, you're getting good odds for Man United on Ryan.
18-1 was it?
Get jailed, like
66 to 1.
I
I think
think he'll get jailed, but it just.
he held on to that Wales job for long enough.
I know.
Did he?
And then I think Mayor came out, and then they went,
Oh,
no,
no.
no, enough's enough.
Actually, it was only like a couple of months ago he actually
He
left
resigned,
position,
aye.
didn't he?
Aye.
Mm-hmm.
No, that's mine. Ryan Giggs.
Ryan Giggs.
Fair comment.
Mine's Bruno Fernandes. I'm sick to back teeth of his histrionics on the football pitch. It's unbelievable. Like, every time there's a mugshot of him at Man United, he's got his arms in the air, and he's part of it. He's had a good game in total a whole season. I'm sick to death of him. He's a complete bluffer. Clouded by his stats. He's a fucking joke. Can't stand him. Hate him, man. He's cancer. Cancer at that club. That's it.
To be fair to you, you called him out before.
Aye.
Nobody I heard.
Aye?
Because we was still on the fantasy
Aye.
us Bruno boys get to turn Man United around, and you were
Yeah.
saying, nah. Isn't it somebody at your work or
Nah, it was
something?
Gav Loafy. It was on.
It's a bluffer.
And I was like, me and him used
He's
to
a
argue like
Aye.
loads, and then I've come round to his way of thinking.
Aye. Say it, like.
Aye.
I just
It's a
can't.
histrionics.
There's nobody in that team I look at going, he's a player and he could be in a team that could be successful.
Because Faz list was put on my message. Was that the
That was Monday Night Football last night.
Was that Gary Neville's
Aye.
red, green,
That was Hangman Carrigan, I think.
He had two greens,
Aye.
Ibrahimovic, which you can't really argue.
I think
with. But he
Zlatan's
was
the only one. So I went
he
and
was a mercenary to nine for
Yeah,
a year and
yeah.
a lot, so it was never a long
and
term.
Bruno as well.
Bruno? Nah. Not for me.
too many times past to get a decent game.
Maguire and Amber.
Aye, definitely a red.
Why is that the... It's
Again.
out of England.
Aye.
Why Maguire gets a pass for
Aye.
me. But you see...
Oh, I see if he was Scottish or
Aye.
or
Well,
or
McTominay's
German or something.
McTominay's getting it big time.
Yeah.
I bet he'll see.
Aye, I know, but
Jesus.
the point is,
Abdi always goes back to Maguire. But he's good for England in a three.
aye.
But England never had to defend until...
But has Ten Hag made it, just to go back on something we said earlier, he made a rod for his own back by marking him captain.
Aye, keeping him captain.
Aye, keeping him captain.
'Cause he's-
Nah, I think Ten Hag wouldn't worry a fuck if he's starting
No.
a captaincy and tell him to get the fuck.
Aye. He must be brilliant in training, let's be honest.
I reckon he's got pictures of Glazers or something like that. Suspenders or something.
There's something hanging wrong in that dressing room, must be.
Ah,
Fucking hell.
So aye, that was me Fernandes, so mass.
Aye, okay.
I've got for Dave Jones for saying it's also a women's game to Graham Souness.
Oh my
after
God.
the ex-Rangers
Did he?
boss claimed that Chelsea's v Spurs game was a proper men
He
v
said
men
that,
affair.
because I've seen a clip, but I didn't, his name, and obviously after,
Said
but
that straight away.
He said it's also a women's game, Graham. Virtue signalling at the highest order. Talking it totally out of context.
Aye.
Souness said, folk are trying to say, oh, we've got our game back. Like he was saying, like a woman team for a while with the Euros. That's not what he meant at all.
he meant it was,
He meant it was
fucking blood and
physical.
thunder,
Blood and
physical.
thunder, like a days,
Like
like
he
a
played.
90s.
Aye.
Again, for it was
Yeah.
fucking
Tackles flying in.
Aye. Needle. That's what he meant.
Aye.
And man v man, aye, it's a man v man.
Aye.
Mano a mano.
Different if he'd been watching a women's game and said,
Then you can hang him all day long for
it's
it.
a man's game.
Aye.
That's different.
Yes.
But that's the context it's
context
in.
You're speaking about son you're actually seeing.
And as I said,
You're
he
watching
was on
22
Talk
men.
Sport, and
Aye.
Jim White prodded him. Are you gonna? Nah.
I'm standing by it, and I said.
Stand by it, and I said.
I'm glad he did that.
Aye, same aye. But
Because
I
a
lost.
lot, they got a lot of them get pressure, don't they?
Aye.
To say, no, you better apologise.
Because Simon Jordan, brilliant. Nah, he was straight on. Straight as soon as he saw the tweet.
Aye,
Beth England, get a grip.
Get the fuck. Honestly. Just
A ridiculous tweet for her. If she can't
Get it in the trash.
if she can't see
Fit his means.
what he means,
Aye.
then she's a complete
Yeah.
idiot.
Yeah.
Fuck.
she
Aye.
should have nothing to do with football.
No.
Yeah.
Fucking come on.
I feel sorry for her.
Aye.
If she really thinks
That he was being
Souness was
sexist.
trying to claim that this is a man's game and women shouldn't be
Aye.
allowed to play football.
Just-
That's what they're trying to market
aye,
out
that's what
to
she was
be,
saying.
and that's nothing like what he was saying.
No.
Nothing.
All right. It's our token gestures nowadays, is it?
Just
too much.
Man's taken out of
Aye,
context.
out of context,
Yeah.
aye.
Yes.
So you would initially read that and think, "Oh my God!" As soon as what a caveman statement, and then you go, "Oh, he's talking about a game." Aye,
Aye.
that's
Aye,
it.
speaking
Yeah.
of, he's just speaking about Spurs Chelsea game.
Aye.
Aye, cracking game. Bit of blood.
He's
and
now
thunder.
actually said that wifey's football's crap, and I went again. He's just speaking about the game we watched.
Well, like I say, you think you've been sitting in a wifey's studios after a wifey's game saying, "Nah, it's a man's game,"
Again,
which is obviously out of order. But
Totally.
that's not what it was about.
No, it was a man. It's a man's
Man.
game. It was a
It's a
man's game. It was man v man.
Man, aye.
Aye. No. Stupid statement.
yeah.
For Souness.
Aye.
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 Yeah,
She really
That's
be.
your problem.
I don't believe you think
Nah, I
it.
didn't believe I want that at all either. It's farcical.
It's just
And there's,
the way
there's
the
too
world
much,
is it?
there's too
Isn't
much
it?
news on it.
Aye,
I said too
Aye.
much may do it.
Fucking
Skip.
move on.
Aye.
You shouldn't. You shouldn't even mark a thing about it.
No.
You should just shut all that down. Just let it go on.
But Jones is half to blame by saying it.
Oh, definitely.
But you do
He's trying to make himself look good, or somebody
virtue
straight,
signaling,
or
aye.
somebody straight away went in
and
his
his
log.
earpiece going, no,
Correct that.
correct that, it's a women's
And
game.
it'd be
also.
funny. It'd be massive if Dave just, sorry,
No,
no, I agree with him.
If I was sitting next to Souness, which got her?
Karen Carney.
Oh my God!
She's
Why-
doing a face as well.
I'm going to make a statement here. She's grown on me. Her breakdown of the game is growing on me.
Ah, fair.
She was because she was on every game at the weekend.
Aye.
No, but I think she's learning enough.
What you just said is one of the most insanely idiotic things I have ever heard.
Now we are broaching into the sexism realm.
to be fair to Kearney,
No, I thought
she's probably one of the better
Aye.
female
and
pundits,
The
but
other thing I like is
still
seen on
not
PT
good.
Sport, the ex-goalie, the blonde Rachel.
A backhanded compliment of Vernon. To be fair to Carney, she's actually, what did you say?
One of the better.
She's one of the better ones, but she's still not good.
she's there.
Rachel Brown on BT Sport, the ex-goalie. She's good.
She's actually alright.
Burnley lass.
Aye.
I quite the best team's obviously Chelsea manager
Emma Hayes.
Emma Hayes.
Aye.
She gets she's speaking about.
Aye.
Kylian Mbappe's mining.
Kylian Mbappe.
Oh, I forgot
Jesus.
about him.
That
That is disgraceful.
Fucking.
And that's how
awful.
football's changed, right? Because even at your shitty level, if somebody did that in a game, he'd get a fucking doon at half time for that.
fuck.
He'd get the end of the feet of a chair off his eye.
You fucking would, wouldn't you?
And you care, I'm
Aye,
not joking.
exactly, because I've hit it.
You would though. You
Aye.
would just lose a.
No, but it's mere of fact, because I didn't. I had to watch it a few times, but I didn't watch it till the end. He would have scored. He'd have tap in.
Oh, I tap
It's
in.
fucking shocking. He is everything that's now.
He didn't get a bar.
Aye,
So
that's it.
that's it. Hands up
Hands
there,
up.
walking away.
5-year-old stuff.
Aye.
And a 5-year-old, you would absolutely go mental if that was your son, would you?
Oh, you would go fucking
Mental.
And is that just him wanting to be the big fish and the smart on at PSG for he gets a Wabi? Because at any other club, he wouldn't.
He's basically running
Run
the
that
show.
club,
Him.
I know.
His manager didn't even hook him.
I know.
Hey,
Straight away, I got off.
Off.
You wouldn't
Here,
get off.
sit next to me.
Because base case
You're
in
going to
point,
be playing next week.
under Lewis Muirhead, Lewis screamed his head off him. I told to fucking get to fuck. As soon as the ball went out, off. Sit next to me is what he did, and he screamed at me for 20 minutes. And that's just a junior football.
I bet you
You
would have
didn't even do
started.
much wrong.
Sound like
So, Kylian
I would
Mbappe.
clear here if it happened, though.
aye.
For anybody who's
For
not
But I'm
seen
just
it.
listening, Mike. Aye.
So boys running through with the bar.
Up and right wing.
Mbappe is in the left
wing.
wing, isn't he?
Aye.
And
plays about
he's wanting
right.
a pass. He doesn't get it, so he just stops
Stops.
running.
Stops
throws
running.
up his
Turns.
hand,
Walks the other way.
Starts just an obvious sulk.
Aye.
I refuse to call him a good player.
Aye, me and Ali.
It's that
so do I.
attitude. It's the same with Neymar.
Aye.
I'm not saying he's a good
No.
player.
What about
'Cause his
Mbappe gone to
attitude
the
stinks.
manager and owners? He wants Neymar's out.
Is that what they're saying?
Aye.
See,
Yep.
why is that even happening? Why is a player even having dialogue with the owners?
Aye.
If it's all that,
Shouldn't be happening.
He's running that club.
Aye, yes.
That's a
He's part of his contract, was it? The
Yeah,
rumour
so
was.
it's- yeah, I'm never saying he's running club, but he's getting a Wabi.
Murder.
And that's why he went to Bider.
He'll never be a big player playing in that club in that league.
He's going to fall 27, 28, I think.
See French national manager. He just you're not playing for France again.
That's a boy could have been the best player in the world.
Yeah.
But his attitude when I let.
Ken the problem is money.
Aye?
Aye.
Oh,
aye.
Money.
Definitely.
Because he's got so much.
Well, if you've got
It's hell. Every one of his teammates could have did that to him when he missed that pen in the World Cup.
Aye?
Abdi could have stopped speaking to him.
Aye?
Aye.
Fuck it. You're supposed to be the best player in the world. You couldn't score for 12 yards. You
But he didn't even give a fuck that he did that, Mass.
No, he didn't. He just walked off.
He just went, well, I've just knocked my country at World Cup.
I'm a $500,000 a week. Fuck it.
Aye.
Fuck.
A million a week now.
That's when Robbio's mother went ape shit at Mbappe's folks, was it there?
Aye.
Aye.
right, move on. Clue number 4. I have won 4 Scottish Cups and 4 league titles. 4 SPL league titles. I've won 4 Scottish Cups and 4 league titles.
Aye. Can't fight it.
Aye. It's got to be in it.
It's got to be him, is it?
Has to be.
Had the right nationality and
Did
the
you?
right position. The answer are 4.
Aye.
Aye.
Shed's still thinking.
Thought it was a goalie to start with, too.
Aye.
No, I'm not good.
It's the first team in Wicks I've gotten. A 4-5.
Aye.
Aye. If it's right.
That's a goodie, Mike.
Okay.
Aye, it's a goodie.
We'll see clue number 5, see if you're right.
Aye.
Right, move on to this
Maybe
week's
he's a goalie.
move on to this week's Mock of Truth. Updated again, Mass. 144 was it you said? Aye, correct. 144 suggestions.
7 new entries.
7 new entries this week.
Some good ones as well.
Did you watch that video with Gaza?
Aye.
No,
Aye.
yeah.
Fits all that about.
Ah, it's weird.
Was it?
Oh,
Let me watch it.
Can you explain? How did I get
Nah.
Nah.
If you,
Nah,
if you
it's
thought
weird.
his brain was fried at 4, oh me.
He's speaking about his father passing away,
Okay.
and it happened.
Very good.
Weird.
Strange.
144, mate.
144 last team is diddle-de-doo. Is it acceptable to have a shared Facebook page?
We get these couples, don't you? Shane and Doreen
Sheila and-
McDonald.
Sheila and Jam.
No way.
No.
Nah, because why are you speaking it?
Okay. Together.
Fast pics on Facebook and all nowadays.
Well, true.
Fit. No.
Nah.
Fast putting up a post.
Why
Okay.
you got... No, I don't... Why you need just got a personal page?
They've maybe just got came with other couple. And maybe we've just got an iPad.
Share it.
They share it.
That's
That sounds
fine.
like you.
I know.
That's fine. That's me and Holiday. Feet up in the butt gear, then with a tinny in my hand.
No, it's
Is
not.
that Maureen or is that Bertie?
Well, you'll easy can because Maureen will come underneath. No, you're not, Bert. You've got a list today.
Quite a good idea. Share page.
Mike get it went, hey, that would suit him doing
Oh, fit.
Wow, for a Sunday run.
Wow, for a Sunday run.
Share.
Up by Tarland.
Share a chipper.
Sitting the flea eating it.
I just bought a pioca chips and a king rib. Fa, beth this.
To share.
That would work fine for you,
I
Mike.
would work
Aye,
fine.
work in, aye.
I'm not on Facebook, so if Elaine wants to go half his in the page, I'll easily do it with her.
And then face ache
But
either.
no, it's
Neither am I.
unacceptable, is it?
Neither does Lisa.
I know.
'Cause especially if you've got 2 different likes, can you go into different pages and
Well,
things like that?
I've got
Yeah.
mine on Instagram
Aye.
and mine Twitter.
Yeah.
They
Lisa?
got mine
No,
on
she's
it.
not on. She's not nine.
No.
There am I. I've got on there. I do a bit of bits and pieces with the
Bampod.
BAMPod page, but apart from that,
Aye.
nothing.
I think I've got an Instagram page and a Twitter page. That's about it as real. Delete come
I
up.
use Twitter more to get a news. Can
Aye.
see if it's
Twitter's
going on.
quite reactive with the news and
I
live video.
hate Twitter. It's just
Did I?
an
I'm
absolute.
not on
It's
it.
just a massive fishing pond.
Yeah.
Just comments, just fishing comments.
Oh, aye.
Wind up comments all the time. It
Aye.
just winds me up, so I did go on it.
My favourite platform just now is TikTok, though. Just so simple, just to flick through
Yeah, I mean, you know.
videos and
Yeah, you can spend hours probably.
Oh, you can lose an area of life.
Some off a some off a bombs in the gun.
Oh, it's a net.
Is YouTube social media?
I would say it.
I would say
so.
I
Aye.
You
spend
use
a lot of
YouTube.
time on YouTube.
YouTube,
Aye.
aye.
Yep.
I like watching the poker and shit like that.
Oh, aye. Have you seen the TikTok with the Indian boys with shampoo?
No.
I'll have to show you. You seen it?
Some of the things, videos that come out a lot of and memes and that. Like some of the memes about the Conte and Tuchel handshake thing. Ken, you're like, how did they come off? That's an absolute genius.
Some geniuses out here, like, you seen it from they're chucking their hands and they're doing a dance and the music's on.
And no wonder he's so angry, and there's 4 pictures of Joachim Low,
his hands,
how he got to
shook somebody's hand and they shook his hand.
Havertz, I think it was, and then Havertz shook Tuchel's hand, and then Tuchel shook Conte's hand, and Conte is losing his shit because he can smell your shit.
Brilliant, like.
Some memes are fucking brilliant.
Oh, some
Crackers. Pick a number, Mass.
Go middle of the road, 25. Shed's age.
Face shower or face floor wall? What's that?
Oh, face the shower.
Oh, aye.
Or face
the wall.
For why in the shower?
Oh, aye.
Are you facing the fucking shower head, or are you facing a waff of the shower head?
Both.
Aye?
Initially first and then a turn.
No.
Why?
I reckon.
I'm facing that.
Period. Non-stop.
I'm facing it all the time.
Aye?
Yeah.
Never.
I mean, back to for a start.
Fast.
Aye, back for a start.
Back to start.
Back to start.
How am I supposed to
Get the ears clean.
Aye.
I've heard
Yogi
if,
arse.
if you're back, you're homosexual.
Is it?
Aye.
Watch Boggs in Shawshank.
Aye.
He's backed it and he puts his face in. He's back to the shower.
Aye, but the shower's normally on the wall, so if you've got your back to the wall, you can't get in a boot.
Well, true. But you're maybe a giver.
Well, that's not so bad.
I just separate myself out comment.
I'm not saying there's anything wrong with that.
I would rotisserie a bit.
No, I'm sorry. I'm like, I'm front on and then I'm turning.
So a mix.
Aye.
Mark up your mind.
Jesus.
That's so dunk, is it?
I'm not sure. I think
If there's one thing I've never
Face the shower
had,
under my wall.
I've never been a fence sitter. That's nothing that can be thrown at me.
No comment.
Never.
Nah, fuck. I face a wall, and the only time I've turned round to face the shower head is when I'm washing my hair, if it's left out,
Aye.
and then I turn back round.
Aye, so mostly
Mostly back to the shower head.
I was facing it. Oh, hell why?
Hell, why? If your back, how do you wash your back?
I
Your
just put my head further forward and
Aye.
let it run down my back.
Aye. If your ears.
Open up my arse
Aye.
cheeks. Let it run down there, nah?
Ah, but
You
yeah,
have to have good clean.
You must have a big white shower. Because mine's only up for the bar, so I couldn't
Mine's
do that.
it's a walk annie.
Aye.
Mine's I'm Kunsel, so I'm out of bath.
I'm more a bath than a
Bath's like you're
angled.
You can't spread your feet.
No, you're right.
I've got both options.
Okay.
High level.
High level. Aye. How long? How? If it's a good length of time in a shower.
I could spend it
Oh,
in a shower.
I could have easy half an hour. Easy.
There's business to be done. Temperature.
Hot. Roasting head. My fratoons are hot.
You start at 2 heat and turn it down just till you can bear it.
Aye. Like 100%.
And then you walk out of the bathroom door like it's fucking stars in your eyes.
Aye.
No,
Reed patches hour because it's that hate.
nah, I can't hate too hate.
No?
Nah, especially if you've been sunburnt.
Oof.
That's a sair shower.
Say it's a hate shower though if you've
Aye,
been sunburned.
aye.
Takes a sting out.
Stick a sting out.
You're supposed to until you can just bear it, Ken.
Aye, yeah.
And that's supposed to help.
When's the last time you had a bath?
Since I moved to, apart from that was once a week.
Aye.
Did you?
Oh, I was in a bath.
Did you?
Mm.
Can't go
Nah.
to bath like
Nah, me either.
Nah, I like
'Cause
a
I
bath.
like a
miss a
thought
bath.
of it and I get in 2 minutes I'm out.
that. Like a bath.
Nah, I like a bath.
Talks too long.
Aye.
A bath can fucking, if you've too much temperature, you fuck you like too tired.
Aye, sleep
Aye.
well at night, do you?
Yeah.
Yeah. Aye, definitely.
A good bubble bath in your
Aye, lights off, a couple of kernels.
Shut up.
Some
Then
That's
Ken
too
and
far,
Ken and
innit?
you, Elaine
Eh?
will get in it.
Elaine.
they fucking move a hair in the bath with me. Like, that's one thing we can't share. If we did have a big bath, I would probably would share a bath. But is that right for your wife to hear shite if you're in a bath?
I just walked in.
Like Father Ted. See that in Father Ted?
I'd have something to say about that. Like, I wouldn't have mind a piss, but if she's saying a shite about whoa.
Stop me, boss.
No.
This is my time.
You say their toilet for fuck's sake.
It'd be fully worse if it was the other way about.
Aye.
Oh,
No. Nah, it's a no then.
Fit. Hen a shite?
yeah, it's
No.
totally unacceptable. Like,
You've a door locked.
You've got the Aye.
then you're in house.
Yeah, any news.
Peace and quiet.
Aye. Just do a shite before you shower.
Aye. Definitely.
Aye. Okay, pick a number, Shed.
77.
97s is if the ambulance is on a way to emergency and knocks someone over, would they stop to help them?
1,000,000%.
Aye, if an ambulance runs somebody down,
Oh,
they're
they're going to
stopping.
stop and save him.
But then
It's a predicament thing.
it
It is.
depends.
Depends
you're
on
right,
what
If
bad
they're
they-
level, if they're all right, and they're
You
going
might
to
be
like a
letting
code
some-
1 or whatever it is.
You might be letting somebody die to save somebody
but-
that doesn't need saved.
But then, if it, see, I'm going to sound really bad here.
Nah,
If it's an old buddy that you're going to save, and you've just knocked somebody down that's young, you get stopped for a youngster.
now I think they're getting out for literally quick assessment.
Aye.
They're going to be all right.
They have to stop.
Call it in.
Are they looking
And
in
then
the
they go.
mirror?
Pulse check.
Because technically that's a hit and run.
That's what I'm saying. You've
Aye.
got to stop
They
or
have
they're
to
breaking
stop.
a law and they'll lose their jobs.
But depends what they're rushing out to. If it's all Doris that's fell down the steps and she's been lying behind the door for the last 3 days,
There's a fair chance she's
an
away.
emergency,
that's
though,
an
isn't it?
emergency. Can you know what I mean?
Yeah,
But if
she's
you've just
dead, like-
mowed somebody down,
Like that Brazilian video.
Oh, I couldn't watch that. I watched it to
brilliant.
the boy's leg. It was snapped, and he jumped in the bucket, and I goes, "That's enough for me."
So it's a new law in Brazil that
Aye.
that
Is that true though?
I
Or
don't
is it
know.
just dead
No, I think it is.
That is.
So
so there's obviously this outlaws and motorbikes that are robbing folk for
Folk, aye.
gunpoint and nothing. And the government has said for car owners, if you've got a motorbike, you can hit them.
You can just mow them down
Mow
your
'em
car
down.
if you see it. What the fuck? Why a
Some
deal,
of them are- some of them
deal
are-
with lawlessness is to introduce
more
more lawlessness.
lawlessness, and I do believe it because that lunatic that runs the country.
Aye.
It's that last team in Sparta.
This is Sparta! And the car comes out and they way. Blueters.
them.
And they are stone dead. Aye, stone dead. Like.
I bet yours folk go out, right, lads, let's go out tonight and
See
see
if I we can get.
And that's the
I'll be
problem.
on a Sunday. Me and Elaine.
you know, Lane, out Tarlin direction, hunting folk and bikes.
But that's the problem. You could be a motorcyclist just going into the shop for your paper,
know.
and all of a sudden somebody thinks you're robbing.
They just say, "Oh, he was stealing."
I'm stealing, so I just show him.
He stole that paper.
I'd be selling my motorbike like
The boy just stops to rob him. The boy just stone cold just blows his head off.
Aye.
Aye,
Comes up
You
the
just
windy.
see why he drops
Aye.
the ground like just.
that is insane.
I cannot agree with that. Like, if somebody's breaking into your car, and you there's kind of gun laws in that country is you're allowed
Aye.
a weapon to protect yourself. I agree with that.
Yeah.
You shouldn't be robbing the boy.
No,
They get what they deserve.
he just looks ruthless seeing it. I'm saying.
Aye, it's
Cold.
savage. Like,
brutal. Like some of that boys go.
But no, that boy's like,
winging
the
up
boy
in the
does
air.
well to get back in that scooter with his leg at a right angle.
that's
It's when he
fear.
puts his, it's when he puts
Fear
his,
and adrenaline.
it's when he puts his leg down and it just.
For that bike stops,
Aye.
he will feel that pain.
Aye.
That leg's in half.
Aye, Jesus.
Like walk with it now, is he?
It's wobbling about all way.
Then
Then he just starts hopping.
the skin was just huddling.
I couldn't watch on him after and that was me done in.
Some of the videos you've seen, though. Wow, man. Have you ever seen Ian Further playing roulette with our feet in the gun?
No.
The boy blasts his foot and bit.
That's right, Ali.
Oh, I've seen that before.
What are you doing that for?
You getting all these for hero?
Idiots. Absolute idiots.
Heroes.
Crazy, man.
Just shooting a head guns.
Just to go viral.
Aye.
Just for a laugh.
Right, move on to clue number 5.
I'm so confident I'm writing it down.
I have won 2 Bundesligas, and I am a Rangers Hall of Famer.
It's definitely.
Yeah.
Aye. So, born on 16th of August today, 1971, played 549 games, scored 0 goals, career start 1990, ended 2007, 6 foot tall.
Thomas Ravelli.
Julian Lescott. It's his birthday day.
Aye, that's right, aye.
Peter Schmeichel.
No one's got it right. Won 2 titles in 2 different. I've won titles in 2 countries, including my home nation. I've never been capped in my country.
Sebastian Rossi.
Julian Lescott.
Theo Snelders.
Good guesses. I've won a UEFA Cup and a Champions League.
Rossi.
Jens Lehmann.
Close.
Didn't hear nobody doing.
Nobody. Clue 4. I won 4 Scottish Cups, 4 league titles.
Close.
SPLs.
Klaus.
Kloss.
And Clue 5. Won 2 Bundesligas. I am a Rangers Hall of Famer.
Close.
Kloss.
Klaus.
Stefan Kloss celebrates his 51st birthday day.
Mad, eh?
51.
51. He was actually episode, fucking how long ago was it? We best 11 non-cap players.
Aye.
That was like
That's like a long time ago.
that's like top.
Sunday, 24 hour. We did that.
No,
No.
no, it was like episode early teens or something
Was
like
it?
that. We
Okay.
did that, and he was. I think
He was in it.
we picked him for the keeper. I think.
Aye. Aye. Uncapped keeper.
Aye,
Still got to beat him, I would have thought.
no.
So far kept him out of time. Was it
Khan.
Can.
Khan.
If somebody could.
Khan good.
Good. Can. All right. So, birthday spot this week. Your mate plays poker with you, Lee Elder.
Elder.
He's on holiday in Uzi.
I think so. Aye.
Tenerife, is it?
Tenerife, 51. Happy birthday, Lee. Kenny, Tom, and Andy Fraser, both 40 today, so happy birthday, boys. Mark Dolgarno and Stephen Thompson also celebrate their birthdays today. I'll say happy birthday to Laura for Fab's 30 at the weekend. They celebrate their birthdays with today. You said Julian Lescott. Aye. Also, Rocky Santa Cruz. His birthday's today.
Oh, aye.
Good player.
How well?
Serial killer, isn't he?
48.
That's different. Cruise, isn't it?
48.
52.
No.
45.
47.
41.
Aye.
Is it?
41.
Played for Blackburn, did he?
Ah, that's right. Yeah.
Julian Lescott. How well is he today?
38.
39.
37.
40.
Is he?
And
Good
last but
long
not
way.
least, Barry Venison.
Oh, great
Blast of
haircut.
the past.
Aye.
Newcastle.
59.
58.
57.
58.
There you go.
It's funny when they do it on Talk Sport with
12%.
Coisty in Brazil, because Brazil hates it, and a young lad goes getting names of birthdays and that, and Coisty gets right into it. And he's got to be getting 50. Alan Brazil's just fucking hates it.
It's venison.
Barry Venison, right back.
I mind him in that
Nah,
Reed
centre
Liverpool
half.
strip with the white mine.
Venison played
Right back.
Right
Was
back,
he?
didn't
Centre half for Newcastle's.
He played both of them, I think.
Played both, I think. Aye.
Him and Peacock, wasn't it?
Darren.
Newcastle.
Aye.
Both long hair.
Nah,
aye.
Venison was
Albert.
Albert, Philip Albert. Aye. Good centre half.
Darren Peacock, was it?
Aye.
Aye.
Garvin was at Chelsea.
Gavin Peacock,
Aye.
QPR,
Hmm,
striker.
he
wasn't he?
just disappeared. He scored a lot of goals for
that's right,
Chelsea back then when they were shite.
Mhm.
Yeah. Right, fantasy update.
Oh, aye.
Wrong age. In fifth position, Darren Paul, Lewis United, 157. In joint third position is Ricky Christie and Paul Williamson, and 158.
Paul Williamson's high up there, isn't he?
He is, isn't he?
In second position, non-mover, only put my tip in, Kevin Garden Sugars on 159. And in first position, Darren Chapman, Fred up already, 162.
Good.
Well done, Dan. Early leader.
Aye. I've got 118 points, Shed, you've got 125 points, and Massey, you've got 129. Shed 125, me 118.
I got -2 for Nunez on Monday. Last night.
Oh,
Have we
had
mentioned
Diaz.
Did you? Oh,
Aye,
nice
I
one.
had Salah and Robertson. Robertson got hooked and Salah did fuck
Like
all.
Trent, so I got 3 for him.
Have we mentioned to Slips? He's 149th. Aye.
Look at how much.
155.
Oocha. It's embarrassing.
Shows you how much he can
Ken's
do
about
football.
football.
Nothing.
Have we mentioned to Faz last this week? It's Diane Harris.
Well, to be fair,
She
she's.
just came in the last minute.
To be
Aye,
fair, though, she just had a burn
she
a
just had a
few days
burn.
ago.
Aye,
No
and,
excuse. Playtime lying in the hospital bed. Sort of team.
Congratulations,
Congratulations,
Diane.
Diane.
Baby Niall, is it? And I mentioned last week, Mike Stewart, another bloke who had a wee baby last week.
Yeah.
His wife had a baby.
Wife had a baby. Aye, congrats. So it's heating up already in fantasy.
I'm enjoying it so far. 2
so
weeks
far.
in.
I'm going to try and stick in a hail wide just to see.
Aye.
Fucking
Are
deep.
you doing a monthly thing, or is that?
Aye, we'll do a monthly thing. So the end of August.
Because
we'll
I've
do
had a few
manager
folks
month.
say it myself, because they heard us mention it, say it's a good thing because it keeps Abdi.
Aye, we'll
Keeps
do a
Abdi
manager
going.
month. So if I was manager month, we'll give him some cash back.
Yep.
Sort something out.
Aye, good.
And the end of the year, we'll highest score.
Oh, I see.
Weekly score.
Weekly score. The highest weekly score.
Aye, so right was something you can try for.
Yeah, that's good. That's a good
Stick in, Loons.
Stick in.
stick in.
Right, 5 for fun.
Oh, it's no fun though, but we'll go for it.
Right, question number 1. What shirt number does Scott McTominay wear for Manchester United? What shirt number
Good deed.
does Scott McTominay wear for Manchester United?
Fuck yes.
Alexis Sanchez signed for which club this week?
No idea. Never even seen it.
Didn't even ken he was a waffy.
Inter Milan.
Alexis Sanchez signed for which club this week?
He's bound to be back in South America.
Question number 3. Who plays at Harmsworth Park?
Oh,
Harmsworth.
Harmsworth Park.
Harmsworth.
Yeah, Harms Worth.
aye.
Question number 4. What year and tournament was the pass-back rule introduced? So what year and tournament was a pass-back? So it's kind of technically 2 points for us.
Harmsworth Park. I've heard that now. I'm sure I managed them in Premier Manager. So I suggest go for them.
And question number 5. Who won Euro 2004?
Oh,
Tony Fullwood scored a winner,
Mhm.
didn't he?
Aye. So, 5 for fun. Question number 1. What shirt number is Scott McTominay at Man United?
I said 14.
39.
That's
8.
39 is correct. Alexis Sanchez signed for which club this week?
No idea.
River Plate.
Peterhead.
Marseille.
Did he?
Who plays at Harmsworth Park?
Oxford.
Wrexham.
Huddersfield.
Wick.
Oh, aye, fuck.
So you can't because you played here.
I went the wrong way.
What year and tournament was the pass-back rule introduced?
Euro 92.
Euro 92.
94 World Cup.
2 years got the right year, but wrong tournament. It was the Summer Olympics in 92.
Half a point.
Half a point.
1 point. And who won Euro 2004?
Greece.
Greece.
Oh, fuck, aye. Italy, I forgot. Greece. Was that a year Greece one? Was it?
Kiristaros.
Aye.
Whatever his name was.
I think they scored 1 goal in
Goal.
the tournament.
Something like that.
Fucking
It's a dire tournament, wasn't it?
Aye.
It's some achievement for them.
Wasn't it? Aye.
Absolutely.
The documentary's good with the manager. What's his
Aye,
name
boy,
again?
yeah.
Somebody pop up with this.
No, he's German.
No,
Is he?
Wolf or something. Wolf, is it?
Aye.
Hoof or something. I can't mind. There's a documentary on Sky Documentaries. So it's pretty good. Like,
Yeah, I'll get a bash. You've been watching All or Nothing with Arsenal?
I heard it's
I
Nepal.
haven't started watching it yet.
No, it's supposed to be really good. Like, is Xhaka said something about it? It's one of the reasons they're getting on so weird.
they get big money for that a bit.
Oh, aye. Yeah.
Aye, probably.
No. Good stuff. So, fits you up till this weekend, lads?
No plans yet.
Quiet.
Nick?
I kind of working. If I get cycling, I do that. I do that again.
Aye.
Well, I can all be cycling, I can all hate kids football, and I can all hate poker.
Aye.
So, that's
And
your
I can all be watching boxing.
Aye, so there you go.
Boxers.
nobody pokes anywhere.
Eh? What's that?
I thought nobody pokes anywhere.
I might get on this Sunday.
Piggin.
No, that's right.
Too far.
Right, lads. We'll catch up with you later. Take it easy.
Adios.
Bye-bye.
No me moleste mosquito, no me moleste mosquito, no me moleste mosquito, why don't you go home? No me moleste mosquito, let me eat my burrito. No me moleste mosquito, why don't you go home?